All right.
Like I said, Etep, you ain't been around in a while, so we have to discuss RedGaze's extra gayness. It came out this week. I mean, you got to judge for yourself. You have to judge for yourself. But we're gonna get into that, guys. Needs to happen.
This is where we hold them. This is where we fight. Persian, give them nothing, but take from them everything.
You see, old friend, I brought more soldiers than you did.
Now, NyRiam isn't a part of this discussion. She's not in this club, ETEP. So you have to understand that first off.
All right.
This is actually the heart of this issue. The heart of this issue. I'm sorry, chat. I promise we'll get to you in a second. I love you guys. The heart of this issue, ETEP, is that RedGaze says something that I didn't agree with. All right. I mean, I personally don't agree with. Now, that doesn't mean it's a problem. That doesn't mean it's a problem.
Apparently, it is.
I mean, I need to take a poll of the people in the chat. I need you to be a poll. Is
the root of the problem? To take a poll again.
And that's it. See, they're taking it a whole different way. They're upset right now, ETEP. They're upset. And okay, now
ETEP, you know how is that saying about men with tiny dicks? You know, like they're overcompensating.
This is why,
like that.
Katie, you're not in the club. Yeah. Katie, you're not in this. It's okay. So you can be on the outside. You're outside the door on this club, and it's okay.
Just let him rant, ETEP. She's just gonna let him get it out of the system. And he's gonna be good.
Listen, now let me ask you something, ETEP. All right?
Yeah.
If you are either the giver or the taker in a gay situation, are you gay? Like if you get offered fellatio from a gay, and you receive it, you receive the plate. Does that make you any less gay?
No. Right. I was literally
You notice? Okay, first of all, I got to point out. You notice how he set up the premise.
Here we go.
Yes, he set up the premise in his favor immediately. Is what he did.
In my favor.
There was a leading question, and you know it.
And it was not.
Well, look, and I could quote an unnamed professional wrestler on this we were at a bar one night after a show, and this dude was like the name working the show, and he was really drunk, and me and my tag partner are sitting there, and we're getting a couple drinks, and we were BSing with him, and he was like, out of nowhere, totally off kilter, the conversation says, I've ended up at the wrong end of a blowjob a time or two. Does that make me gay? And both of us were like, we looked at each other, we're like, yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. It doesn't matter which end you're at. Like it's
look, in
look,
that
dude.
instance, he was receiving, he was taking it. Ethan, let me tell you what's going on here.
Okay.
I have long held the philosophy that it is not gay unless you're taking it. Right? Prison rules. So I'm not saying I want to take it or give it or any of that's or even receive it.
This.
None of that. What I'm saying is I will not shame a man if he's in a place of desperation. And the only pleasure he can get is from another man. As long as your orifice isn't being opened and entered, I can look past that. I can look at this man and say, "You're not gay."
You see how he dressed it up?
Just a desperate man.
That is not how it was put to me before, Etep.
Yo, Etep, how about we set up a different stream and have a normal tone there?
Would you shame a man for receiving in a time of desperation?
It's like gay out of necessity, but yes, I would. I still would. I'm like, what? Look, man, look. I've been in some situations where it's like, you're not going to get any, and it's I've been married for 13 years, mind you, or 12 years, been with her for 13. So yeah, there's been some stretches where she's been pissed over some shit that I've done, where I'm like, hey, look. This right here, I don't care if you're not incarcerated and you're resorting to that. There's porn everywhere. Like I'm just saying.
Agree, but that has not always been the case. This philosophy evolved over the course of like 35 years.
I still
It's a long
can't.
time thinking about
I can't.
this,
it is.
I can't co-sign to that.
See, Steven, unlike some people, I don't spend all my time thinking about it. It's just a philosophy. It's been stated and moved on. I can move on from these things, but unlike some, I'm simply not going to shame a man for receiving. However, a man who constantly talks about taking polls, there might be some shame involved there.
It's not gonna see. You got pole on your mind. You got the different right. You got the wrong kind of pole on your mind.
Because you won't let it go. You've been speaking pole in my ear for a week, Stephen Walton.
Listen to me, Red Gaze. I can't believe that I got on here, told you about a situation.
Ladies, you're both pretty. Can we go home?
Why don't you address your chat, you ungrateful
Hail
son
the
of a bitch?
chat. What's going on, everybody? James Hayes, thank you for stopping through, dude. Good to see you. He says, hey, Steven, RuffGirl TV, and all the golden folks out there hanging in the chat. I hope you're having a great day, or at least a passionately good one. Send her, she should be here soon. Send her a link. I had to send it to an email, so it was extra special. Hope I put the right email address in. I'll send her a link on Twitter just in case. A small time Republic is with us. What's up, small time Republic? Good to see you. Hail. Darius is like, what the hell? Yeah, bro. And no stopping. It's back. Tina Bojan is with us. What's going on? Good to see you, honey. Love seeing you, sweetheart. Hail, welcome to the chat. White Supremacy is with us. He goes, Red is a little bi. So what? We're not bigoted cavemen, are we? We accept you, gays.
Thank you, Wookie. See, civilized human being.
I'm not
civilized Wookie, I guess.
Either way,
trying. Thank you.
I'm not trying to eject the gays. All right, I was
trying to cover up all of the tree conspiracy. We know what's going on here. You don't want that to be resurfacing, so you're immediately pointing at somebody else, pointing the finger like a small man, and saying that guy is gay.
Why you got to bring that up? Like, I mean, why? I hated the whole tree thing.
Steven,
I've been going for 2 months.
Do you sit when you pee?
Vaginas in the rain. So many fucks given. Where's vagina?
Important question.
It's not an important question. No, I stand with
very important question.
I stand like a real man, like Etep. I just don't stand over another man, gays.
This took an entirely dramatic turn.
This just tells you where Steven's head is at, right?
Look, you know what?
Going on for days. He just keeps bringing it up again and again and again.
My Lord!
He's like, you ever been in the shower and seen the suds running on the crack of another? Oh wait, never mind. That was jokes. I was playing. Sorry.
You know, Etep, the only thing I don't understand is Steven keeps yapping about how the clean pin is there to support independent creators. I don't know how.
It is. I'm going to speak about that in a minute because that's very important, NyRiam. Thank you very much for bringing that up. I appreciate that. You could be, you know what? Maybe you could be a clean your peen cheerleader. We need cheerleaders, and you know what I mean. And you're so tall, everybody will hear the cheer. Everybody will see it and feel the ground will shake. It'll be great. Thank you so much. CJH is with us. What's up, CJH? Good to see you, channel member. Appreciate you so much. Just like Tina Bojan again. Thank you so much. Parrot Head, we're not going there. We're not going. We don't go there no more. That's not.
Thank you, Parrot Head.
Ethan, would you shame another man for putting his penis inside a tree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have.
And
He's
we
up
will.
there.
And we
See,
will.
none of us
This
are
is
without
fine.
fault, Stephen Walton.
This is wrong.
Let this be a lesson to you.
We don't do this no more. Richard Pryor used to do neighborhood banquet and baguette. Nobody else would. What a good Christian. All right. Good to know, bro. Thank you for that piece of information. Anyway, hail the check, guys. Yeah, okay, listen. Thank you, NyRiam, for bringing that up. Just real quick, guys, before we go into our topics. Also, ETEP, you've been going a week. Just wanted to catch you up on things.
Yeah, man.
RedGaze told me a story that I had not heard before, dude.
What's that?
From one of my favorite actresses, Dead Eyes, Kirsten Stewart. And apparently she said that Robert Pattinson's junk smelled like he smelled.
Very unclean person.
He kind of looks like he'd have like a odor about him. You know what I mean? Like he does. He doesn't look like me. Like I mean I always smell nice. I smell like Burberry. I mean I always smell nice, you know. But this cat just does not. No, personal hygiene does not look like it's in his strong suit. You know, just. Maybe that goes along with being part of the undead. Maybe it just goes along with the fact that he's just a smelly fucker. I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm not a doctor. I played one on TV, but
RedGaze shared this information with me, and it took me. I can't believe. I wanted to go see the Batman. I wanted to go see.
It's a good movie.
It was a good movie.
Yeah.
I wanted to go see the Batman, but then I started thinking, I'm going to see that, right? I'm going to see emo Bruce, and I'm going to think, get a shower, bro. You know, like it affected me. It affected me on a really emotional level. Why are we in a place where men have to be told to wash their shit? Wash your junk.
My real question for you is why it disrupts you so bad?
Because it shouldn't happen, NyRiam. It shouldn't be a thing. We do not ask any woman to kneel for stinky eel.
You know, Red and Etep didn't seem like very, I don't know, bothered by that piece of information. Why do you?
Because ETEP is the spokesperson of the Clean Your Peen movement, and you would have known if you were allowed to read. Okay.
I'm gonna clip that expression.
How do you feel about this position, Ethan?
hi, I'm Billy D. Williams. No. So yeah, this ad brought to you by Manscaped.com and the crop was it the Crop Reviver ball toner? It's actually it's very refreshing and it does maintain. I've been told it maintains a nice scent all through the day, and they actually have a spray as well. But yeah, sponsored by Manscaped.com, the place to be reviews. Check us out. Seriously, Manscaped, we'll take any money you want to throw at us because I already buy your stuff.
Is your name gonna be Willie the Wanker?
I want somebody to say that in like a heavy British accent, but say "piss off, you bloody wanker." I don't know. It just
Wanker.
Thank you, CGH. Thank you very much for the super sticker. Love you, brother. Much love. Well, BC, yeah, we're gonna talk about some other stuff today. I just wanted to get see RedGaze tripped me up.
Listen, everybody's let this go except for you, Walton.
No, nobody's let this go.
Even
the whole
Wookiee
community
supremacy has let it go.
The whole community is involved in this, RedGaze. And we are going to take ETEP. We are going to take this movement. This is going to support indie creators. We are going to not only support indie creators, but we are going to promote good male hygiene. This is a boys' club. Girls, I'm sorry, you can't be in this one. This is a boys' club because we can't tell you all.
If that's the case, I really don't want Bonds to be involved within this movement. I'm just saying.
Look, NyRiam. Now, if you want to start your own for the ladies, that's on you.
No, I don't feel the need to start a movement because we just naturally keep the stuff clean. You know, it's just how it is. We do not have the need to talk about it like that much. And I'm just gonna slip aside that I mean, Bonds is filled with males, you know, and none of them have the need to talk about eels or, you know, peens or. I'm sorry, Walton. That's on you.
This is very important, NyRiam. It's a very important movement, guys. Please clean your peen. Support indie creators.
He became the Peen King overnight, and he wants to hold on to that title.
I am not. I have nothing to do with that. Okay. Today, we're going to speak about. What is about? Hey, has anybody seen the Halo TV show by any chance?
I have not.
Only reviews.
No reviews.
Yeah.
Only reviews, and they're not good.
There's a fair amount of reviews, but yeah.
We are going. Well, okay. We'll hold off on that. We're going to hold off on the discussion about Todd McFarlane until Vinny gets here, because Vinny was very excitable yesterday. I couldn't get a word. Nobody could get a word in. Vinny was like, "Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm talking too much." He was just going off. He was like super Vinny for like a minute. Apparently, Todd McFarlane is a vagina. I don't know. That's apparently how he was doing a good. I was doing a Todd impression. I never heard Todd, but it sounded good. Vinny was doing a great job yesterday. ETEP, I said, Barrett had what? Parrot had what? What the?
That's usually I get paid. I usually get paid for that. I mean, no, I'm not a prostitute.
I said, well, no, I don't.
Head. He does. This is all. Yeah, this is an attempt at somehow grooming the gays. We're not having it.
Yeah, well, all the men in bonds keep it clean. That's what Darius says. So I guess that's what it is.
Thank you, Darius.
Good, Tina. Thank you for being a cheerleader out there. We appreciate you. Clean your peen. Thank you very much. Love y'all. But well, let's talk about Keanu Reeves. You guys hear about Keanu Reeves getting kicked? He's banned in China now. Or something.
I heard that, but I didn't look into it. I just kind of saw it in passing. What's going on with that?
Well, we're going to talk about that right now, and I would have covered some other topics. I wanted to cover Darth Vader, but Scott takes all the good ones and doesn't even care. He just. But I'm taking this one, Scott. We're both going to talk about this. Deal with it. Keanu Reeves hit with backlash from Chinese nationalists over Tibet benefit conference. That's a man who cleans his peen. All right, that's a clean peen right there.
And he hasn't aged. He hasn't aged.
Hasn't he?
What? No.
He looks.
The dude smokes like 2 packs a day too. Like, it's insane.
Does he?
He smokes. Yeah, and it's fucking crazy. It's like, how it's gotta be, man. Like, he's literally Ted. Was he Bill or Ted? I can't remember. I haven't seen one of those movies in fucking 20 years.
But yeah, the mellow will keep you
Ted.
He was Ted. Yeah, Theodore S. Preston Esquire.
He's just got the good Asian genes there.
Yes, well, I don't know about that, CJ. I don't know about that.
Adrenochrome.
Yeah, we're at BC. We're going to talk about that in a little while. As soon as Vinny gets here, he will be through soon. I hope. Vinny said he was busy. Let's see. Keanu Reeves has incurred the wrath of nationalists in China after it emerged earlier this week that he'll be performing at an upcoming benefit for Tibet, concert for Tibet. Some of you. Dongyang, Chinese socialist. What is that? Ying? Is that Ying-ostic or Yang? What is that? How do you pronounce it?
It's long duck dong. I mean,
long duck dong.
Try yingoistic.
What is it?
Yingoistic.
Yingoistic?
Yes.
Okay, thanks. Some yingoistic Chinese social media users, known locally as Little Pinks. They're little pinks, guys.
Jesus, help me, Rhonda.
They just can't get away from it.
Oh my God! Could you think of a better name? Could you? What's going on in China? The little pinks have gone so far as to suggest that Reeves has recently released the Matrix resolution should be boycotted in retaliation. I think pretty much the population has boycotted that retaliation.
That seems to be the case. No retaliation, it just sucks.
The latest Matrix movie had already flopped in China prior to revelations about Reeves' involvement in the pro-Tibet event. The film opened at just $7.5 million and has earned $12.4 million to date. So the sudden outrage is unlikely to make a difference to Warner Brothers' bottom line. The potentially more concerning factor for Reeves' career is whether he becomes a de facto persona non grata in the Chinese entertainment landscape going forward. Many Western celebrities have seen their personal brands iced out of China's massive entertainment market for supporting it. Tibet in the past. All but one. There's all been but one. ETEP, hasn't there? Isn't there one?
I'm trying to think.
One celebrity that
like John Cena because he bent over for Xi Jinping. I mean,
he put the little pink in his mouth.
John Cena definitely did. He definitely did. That yeah. After watching Peacemaker, that was clearly evident.
Well, nobody should settle. Nobody. No. God, I can't even make a joke about Little Pink. Like that's just I can't think of anything worthy to say that wouldn't make me look awful. Can't do that. See, Richard Gere has been banned on Chinese screens over the years for vocally supporting Tibet. The fact that he said it cost him to lose movie deals in Hollywood, where studios previously coveted the growth of potential Chinese market. Brad Pitt was banned. Lady Gaga was effectively prohibited. Lady Gaga. Who cares? It's been prohibited from performing in the country ever since she met with the Dalai Lama in 2016. It is revealed that this week that Reeves will be one of the headline performers on the 35th annual Tibet House and U.S. Benedict concert on March 3rd, alongside artists including Patti Smith, Trey Astani. Oh, this is a while ago, and Jason Bell. Legendary composer Philip Glass will be serving as the concert's artistic director. Founded in 1987, Tibet House is a New York-based educational nonprofit committed to the preservation of Tibetan culture. The group was established by supporters of the Dalai Lama in Beijing. Authorities have labeled it a separate organization. Apparently, so the Little Pinks. I can't get over the Little Pinks. I can't get over that. I said, so how do you pronounce that shit? The Dong-Gnostic Chinese social media. NyRiam, how'd you pronounce that?
Which one?
The youngistic.
Honey, it's like egoistic, but yingoistic.
Yingoistic.
Just stick with Little Pinks.
Did Walton say dongalistic at first?
Yeah, it's been on his mind all week long.
I thought I heard that. I'm like, are we just gonna gloss over that fact? Like,
yes, no, that was not.
See,
I didn't know what was. I was trying to pronunciate.
Yes.
James, thank God. Taiwan, the Republic of China, is and shall remain a free and independent nation. I refuse to sell out human rights for cash to Chinese communist slave-owning organ harvesters. No doubt, brother, no doubt. And with us is RuffGirl. What's up, sweetheart?
I can hear you.
You can't hear me yet? That's all right. Nobody wants to hear me. It's okay.
No, we want to hear you say dongalistic again.
Can you say dongalistic for our girl?
I didn't say dongalistic. I was trying to pronunciate. I was trying to. I was just trying
to dangling dong, and he got confused.
He just compounded it to dongalistic.
Don't turn on me too.
This motherfucker's like, why did I bring him back on? I've been stuck talking to the
trouble with the Little Pinks.
I've been stuck talking to the dog and the cat for the last day because the wife and kid are gone. So I was like, now I'm going to take it out on Steven and dongalism.
You can?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can.
What's up, RuffGirl? How are you? Welcome to the show. Yeah? Technical difficulties? That's all right. You haven't missed a lot. I didn't say dong.
You don't need all that dong in your ear anyway.
I didn't say that. I didn't say those words.
Oh, he did.
I absolutely did not. But
I have a question for you, Walton. Now,
what
is RuffGirl part of the Clean European movement?
RuffGirl has not. I've rarely talked to her about that. I mean, I guess I've been talking to the men in our community about the Clean European movement. That's an important hashtag.
Patriarchy.
Absolutely.
So why do you have this? Why do you have this need to mention me all the time? You just talk about it. Like, do you consider me a man? Should I be offended?
You can't have. I said, you know what's strange? I just talked to Drew before the show started, Keely Chow, but no, it's not that. It's not about that, NyRiam. It's about it is a positive. It is a positive thing. This is how we're going to get people inspired. This is how we're going to get these men in our community together. Everybody, whether you're behind a pizza shop or not, everybody getting together.
It all goes back to the dong with Walton.
Always and forever.
Didn't mommy teach you that to unite men? For that you need tits, not dongs.
Tommy, we don't need you. Links in the corner. We don't need you.
The peen historian.
What's up, Tommy? Good man.
Tommy, you're a thorn in my side. You give me the red ass. You know that?
It's better than a pine needle in your dong.
That's because you're taking polls, Steven. That's why you got the red ass.
I gotta put a poll in the chat.
A pine needle in the peen hole.
How is this devolved? How is this devolved? Tommy, no. Tommy, no. Stop.
Tommy
Not
came in
allowed.
with facts.
Does anyone else think Walton has the idea of embracing his inner peen too far? I embrace my
No.
peen every chance I get. Oh, hey.
Look, when in doubt, wipe your peen out. Keep it clean. If you want some, you know. I
Clean
think you
your
gotta
peen. Thank you, rough girl. See, she's a cheerleader for the movement. Thank God.
I think Walton is embracing even like other peens except the one he has, apparently.
I embrace that twice a day.
He's like, why embrace mine when I can embrace somebody else's? I don't know.
What's up? Greetings, TJ. Thanks for coming here, man. Greetings, dude. Good to see you. Hell, brother. Yes, Tommy. No, well, you can come on the panel if you want to, man. I'll rip your ass off here. I don't care. I don't care. Come get it.
Did you notice that the hint there again? Like, I'll rip your ass.
Why you gotta take it there? That's not where it went. That's a whole other. That's you took an off ramp. What
Listen,
he's like?
Listen, you're throwing the peen and ass puns left and right. Ever since it started.
Rough girl, I'm sorry. This is what I deal with all the time. This is what they do. It's awful.
What they do.
You're muted, baby.
Gaslighting motherfucker.
No.
He comes in spitting about peen and gay and all this and that and the other thing. Anybody else makes a comment about it, then we did it. See what they do to me. See what they do to me.
You did do it, Red.
Wait, you have, in the words of Obi-Wan, you have done that yourself.
Right. Professional victim over here.
Rough girl, any
go to work.
thoughts?
Go to work. Go ahead. Sorry.
Rough girl, any thoughts on Keanu Reeves getting banned from China? You're on mute, baby. Okay. Mute button, babe. She's excited. Whatever she's saying, she's excited.
Mute.
She starts with American Sign Language now.
Dude, I'm scared. Whatever she's saying, I'm scared.
She's stabbing the screen.
Mm-hmm. Honey, we can't hear you if you can hear us.
You're
Yeah,
muted.
we were serious.
She's like, oh shit.
It's all right. Try to make the StreamYard.
Oh,
Yep.
There you go, baby.
technical difficulties all day. But check it out. I don't know what it is about Keanu Reeves, but there is something about him that says, "Come here, come on over, slip in the bed, and let's make it all right."
Yeah, really.
Let's do it right now. Let's bring America back together, one bed at a time.
Hail, sister. So Keanu's, in your opinion, Keanu's a good-looking man. Yeah. What do you think he has a clean peen?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I think it smells like Gain. Maybe a little Lever 2000, a little Gain, a little what's that? Irish Spring. I don't care. Put it on Keanu, or better yet, take it off. Cut it in my crib. Let's get rough. I said it.
All right. Well, I mean, just screw China, huh?
Oh my.
Fuck 'em.
What
have they ever done to you other than to give you knockoff goods? Don't.
Organ harvesting, apparently, according to James Hayes.
Unless you're into clean peen pegging.
Mm-hmm.
Are you into clean peen pegging?
I have no idea what a clean peen petty is.
Okay, a clean peen. You got a clean peen, but you're still going to get pegged.
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. Well,
I mean, that
another
depends if
direction I
that's
didn't
what you're
expect.
into. If you guys want to talk to Rough Girl, that's fine. But if you want to talk to Mistress Rough, we can bring her out. I'm just saying.
Look, I think ETEP pays for those things.
I usually do.
You know what? ETEP, I do have a pair of red bottoms. Just thought I'd tell you.
She's got oh shit. That's that. Yeah. She's probably heard me mention that about Jade Cargill before. I was like, I would pay Jade Cargill to stomp on me in a pair of red bottoms and just verbally berate me. But I have issues. I have a lot of issues.
Join the club.
Don't we all? But that's what this place is for. We're here to work out our problems.
Thomas Birds, hail the chat, brother. Good to see you. Thank you for stopping by. Kai, what is up, dude? Hail, brother. Thank you for coming by, man. Appreciate you guys. Kai does some great late night streams. Like for me, it's like 2 in the morning, 1, 2, 3 in the morning, guys. Please check out Kai MFS. Check out that channel and give him some support. Love you guys.
Kai has got beautiful eyes too.
Apparently he does. I mean, I might occasionally look into him a little
It's
bit.
okay to compliment other guys. I compliment other women. If you're pretty, you're pretty.
And that's what it is. Like, like I don't feel gay at that moment
It
when I'm
doesn't mean
staring
you want to
at Kai's eyes.
You're not supposed to say gay. Are you in Florida?
Yeah.
I thought you guys weren't supposed to say gay anymore.
I say whatever I want.
He doesn't. Red, you hear that? He doesn't feel gay until the moment of impact.
Oh.
What? Where'd that come from?
I imagine that's when it really hits home.
Tommy the Gay Pick, like for $5, brother. Thank you so much. You don't have to do that. Even RuffGirl is speechless over your peen fascination, teen story. And that's right. Get up on the panel, Tommy, so I can talk to you. Come on up here.
Join us.
Yeah, come join us. Hail to you. Let's see. Midnight's Edge After Dark says you always have to pay one way or another. That's the truth. That is the truth.
Not when you're a furry.
But what? What? Did you say furry?
What did I say?
You said
furry?
You guys are hearing things.
Okay, all right, good. I was like, we don't
All
kink
right.
shame, but furries.
Furries are the only people we can legally kink shame anymore. I think
we can't deal with that. We can't deal with it. What's up, Tom? Thank you for stopping through, brother. Good to see you.
Hey,
So I guess. So thank RuffGirl. Tell us what you do on your channel, sweetie. Tell us all about you.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm a child who suffers from OCD and ADHD, so I don't know what I'm doing. Every day it changes. One day I want to do this, one day I want to do that. I tried doing child trafficking and crime, but it ended up making me cry every day. So I don't know. I'm just having fun.
I try not to cry.
How successful are you?
not very.
Very.
I'm gonna do some
It was
reviews.
so beautifully unified. I'm sorry.
Oh no! What is your name? I love your accent.
I'm NyRiam. I sent you the
NyRiam.
picture, girl.
Oh, that's you know what? I was gonna thank y'all because I didn't know. I just opened my mail last week, like from all winter long. I honestly don't open mail because it depresses me, so I burn it. But I opened, this winter's mail, and I found my beautiful picture. Thank you. You're so talented. Oh, it's so beautiful.
Do you burn the mail because it's mostly from Walton?
Why would I burn his mail? It's entertaining.
Because
it's the
full
same
of
message.
Peen pictures and
Yeah, peens
stuff.
and dirty
I
dogs.
don't mind the actor photos.
Little
I'm
pinks.
looking for photos. We gotta wait.
Yes, RuffGirl. In case you missed it, the group that was upset with Keanu Reeves is called the Gyeongdong Mystic group, but in Chinese it means the little pinks, and then little pinks are very upset.
Coming from a place with men who have a lot of little. Do Asian men have big pinks? I mean, are they known stereotypically for having?
I don't believe so. I don't stereotype shame around here or nothing, but I don't believe so.
But I would like to know if there's an Asian man out there with a big peen. I want to see.
Drew Taylor is available. Supreme Heretic channel. Please check him out on
Tuesdays.
Tuesdays.
He was Asian.
Yes.
We
He's
still need to reach out to Fisk.
yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Well, to be fair, his nickname is the Fist. So I mean, that just.
How to get that name?
I got to bring him up now. You got to bring Chris up now. I've got to.
We kind of started calling Red. We just started calling him that on Monday night. It's like you need a name. You're the Fist. That's it.
The way of the Fisk.
Absolutely. Real quick, I want to bring up some pictures that were brought up on the probe. This is our good friend Chris Fisk. Please check him out. Infantile Chronicles. Great independent person in our community. This is his design. He's gonna be coming out with this. It's gonna be on his store. Please look out for that. Yes, yeah, ETEP, show that for us, please, brother.
I want to cover because FedEx really screwed the box up on this one, but yeah, the book is over there. But yeah, this is the same thing in red, and NyRiam's are right there, and I'm in the middle of reading Edge of Annihilation right now.
Do you have a copy of NyRiam's boxing?
I
Do you
do.
have a NyRiam size? Can you?
It's
Could
right-
you?
it's
Could
right
you
here.
please
Yeah.
compare the two sizes? The two packages.
Oh my god.
Oh, there it is.
Hang on,
Sizing.
Let me close this up, and then my camera goes fuzzy and puts me in witness protection program. Stop it. There, see, it'll come back in a minute.
You know,
but hang
Walton,
on.
I don't have a
Alright, we
team
just
to
need-
compare with
There
you.
we
I'm
go.
sorry.
You just need to see
There.
the length. The length. There we go.
It's-
And thank you.
And the
Yeah,
girth,
it's-
and the girth, please.
Yes,
Ethan,
and the girth.
Yes,
Yes, and the girth.
Yes.
Yes, see.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris
I
is
mean,
thicker.
Yeah.
It is. But no, the art and I don't want Red to feel left out either, because Sunsworn Wings of Vengeance
here we
is
go.
right
Absolutely,
is right
man.
here too.
Okay, and now can you put Bonds and Sunsworn on top of each other?
Yep, there.
Like
Wait,
like
NyRiam's probably the top. So
Yeah,
there.
NyRiam's definitely the
yeah,
top.
perfect,
There we
perfect.
go.
And can you
She's
now
big.
compare the girth of the boxes with Infinitails?
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you.
Oh, really? What are you trying? That's
See, wait,
cheating.
you-
That's
you got-
cheating, NyRiam.
It's
No,
yeah.
it's not cheating. That's a company. You know, that's
Oh,
just
the
beautiful
company.
books. Company made.
That's good to know. Also, guys, Chris Fisk is the poster person for the Clean Your Peen movement. Battle Angel Fisk, Battle Angel Chris will fisk you
Oh yeah.
if you do not clean your peen. So just want to say thank you,
If you
Chris,
don't clean your peen, it will grow tits.
Yep. When Battle Angel Chris is fisking you, it may get a little weird, little homoerotic. He may grab his chest as he slashes.
Does it vibrate because he's a machine?
It doesn't matter. They're boobs.
That setting's only available on the LX model.
Yeah, so don't cheap out.
Yeah, you got to spend the dough if you want. You want the full experience. I guess I don't know.
Absolutely. So yeah. By the way, speaking of Blood Bonds, guys, tell us what's going on with you. What's going on with Bonds 2? What's happening right now, NyRiam?
Well, as we're speaking, I'm just working on another panel from another page. I can even like share a small sneak view.
Cool.
Man, I'll take a picture of the print that you sent me. And is it okay if I go? I'm gonna go ahead and post it. Okay.
Of course. Yep, that's a gift. It's all yours. And
thank you. It's so beautiful.
This is actually a piece I'm actually working on right now.
Nice.
So as you can see, there's gonna be a bunch of young and very capable boys. All clean peens and stuff.
Good to hear.
And that's it, Walton. That's it. The thing is,
dirty peen.
the thing
Sorry.
is, the second book is called the Cursed Child. And I'm just gonna leave everybody guessing what it actually means. But there's a visitor coming, to Lena's pack, which with very special abilities, with powers. So and it's pretty much just going to be very questionable whether this person is going to bring like prosperity or complete destruction, and how Lena is going to manage to solve this situation, with her ambitions of becoming the alpha.
That's awesome. How much longer when do you think you'll be able to release this? So you just started work on it now?
Not really. I've been working on it for I don't know, month 2 already. But the thing is, I just decided not to rush myself like with the previous book, because with the previous book that was a death base, right? So I'm working on a page 15 out of, I don't know, 80 plus, 85 plus. And I'm just taking my time and having fun with this. So I'm kind of hoping it could be ready in the beginning of summer-ish. Maybe earlier, maybe later. We'll see how it goes.
Perfection takes time.
Yep.
And your work is perfect.
Thank you.
This is my clean peen fan.
Oh my.
Do not delay, guys. Get this fan. Actually, it's a light. And it has a fan on. You see, the light is for when you're watching your peen.
Oh,
then-
Walton has a similar thing, but he has a candle.
And then when you're done washing, you blow the peen off with this fan. I'm saying, oh, and if you act now, you get 2 for the music price of $19.99. You ship it in handling.
$19.99 plus shipping and handling. All cash, check, money order available. No
Clean
COD.
your peen and blow it off with this fan.
Walton, how do you dry your peen with that candle? Can you describe the process?
Okay.
Walton
I think he's
just
taking a
died.
dump.
Okay,
He pled the
my internet's
fifth.
shaky.
Yeah.
Give me a moment. Sorry. No, my
Internet,
internet's just like
okay.
dying on me. Hold on, give me a second.
Mind the
I don't know
internet.
what's happening. Like it's
Yep.
fine in this
See?
area. Oh, like 23.5 hours of the day, and then it goes to crap.
Can you hear that sped up breath, almost as if he was wanking that peen?
Yeah, well, and use a sock. Don't be blowing it on the router. That's probably your issue.
Yeah. Oh my God! Can you see that white stain behind him? That's horrible.
Okay, so has anybody here played Halo at all?
Yeah.
No, I'm a total Halo virgin.
You're a Halo virgin?
Yep, 100%.
It sucks. All right, well, Etep, I guess you and me, buddy.
Yeah.
I taught my son, my youngest, how to use a controller playing Halo. That was like one of our first games. That and like Lego Batman, Lego Indy Jones, like that kind of games. So I love that series. I've read a couple of the books. Have you had a chance to read any of the material?
No, I used to play the game back like probably 07, 08 with a friend of mine when we were both laid off in the winter. We'd get together because his wife and kids would go to bed, and we'd sit up and just play Halo and battle royal mode and talk shit to 12-year-olds, because they're always the ones running their mouths the most. So I think Vinny's in the back right now, Steven. But yeah, I played. I always dug the game. Like I said, I never got too much into the lore, but we never really played campaign mode. It'd always just be like battle royal, style. But I used to dig it. It was fun. I understand that people are pissed off because what they did with the characters, and they made Master Chief take his helmet off, which he never I don't think he ever did in the game, as far as I know, or any of the lore or anything like that. He was kind of against that, but I don't know. It seems ridiculous to change and make the show with unfinished CG. I've seen screen caps of that, and I guess it's been critically and panned by the fans as well.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Walton, did you die on us again?
No. They made all the main characters now are, I believe, female, which I know there's females in the game, and when you do get into story mode and in the lore, but I guess what they did was at the expense of everything else. So it doesn't make any sense. But I'm not really, like I said, I'm not really big on the lore for the game at all. We used to play just play battle royal mode and just snipe.
I know.
Snipe.
Lethal Lightning has had a lot to say on this, and he is very, very much into the lore. So if you're looking for an in-depth precision analysis of this series, I'd definitely check out Lethal's streams on Saturdays. He had another one today.
But Walton's not here. We can start king shaming him. God damn it! You know what I said.
It's not nearly as fun, than when he is here.
Well, yeah, because then you can see his reaction when you throw your barbs at him. He takes it well, but
One was almost like a champion.
Vinny's in the chat. He says, "King shame him."
Yeah, we'd love to bring Vinny in, but somebody's
jacking it. He's jacking it in San Diego.
In San Diego, yeah.
So I just finished my Bel Air review of episode 9, and
is that up to episode 9 already?
Yeah, and it hasn't gotten any better since the first episode. Oh my god. And like I said, as somebody who like I really enjoyed the original, show. As I think a lot of us did growing up because and this is the best thing I got told on one of my reviews was, man, this shit ain't for you. As a matter of fact, the original wasn't for you. Go watch Fox News. And I'm like, I don't even watch Fox News. I don't even watch the news. Like,
No, wait a
first of
minute. That's
all,
part of the problem, man. The original was for everybody, and that is specifically the problem. He took something that was for everybody and made it just for certain folks.
Yeah, and like I'm looking at it like this review was probably it's a very Batwoman-esque review because I just eviscerated this whole show. Like I had there's a clip in there that runs for about 35 seconds, and I really have fun utilizing the green screen in that, and it's a church setting, so go watch the review and leave your comments because it was fun. But yeah, the show's bad. It makes Uncle Phil's character into like pretty much like a narcissistic prick. It's just bad. Like Carlton's
Uncle
doing
Phil. Uncle Phil.
Yes.
Sweetest man alive.
Dude.
All kinds of good lessons to teach. Now he's just a narcissist.
Yeah, James Avery's portrayal is like the GOAT. Like he was amazing in that role. And then you've got I can't remember. I don't bother to learn many of the actors' names on the show because I don't care. They're terrible. It's not the actors' fault. It's the writing. They're doing what the writing and it's shit. Like, and I looked in. I believe the Spellman guy that is involved in this show was involved in Captain and the Winter Soldier, which I'm like, this explains a lot. I think it was him, but I'm like, oh yeah, the show is very cringeworthy. A lot of the times, like pretty much an entire episode, it was just cringe. It's nowhere near as fun to review as Batwoman. Like, I'm actually hoping that gets renewed. I am. I'm like, I've got candles lit. And shit.
I know you are. You don't got to convince anyone, man. We all know what you're hoping for.
I'm sitting here. Ruby's like, we need another season. I'm like, I know, bitch. Shut up.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Unbelievable.
Oh, but
let me ask you this: if they don't release another season, are you going to take it upon yourself to write another season and then do reviews on your written season?
I'm going to start acting. I'm going to find a Ryan Wilder action. I'm going to get action figures made of like the main characters, and I'll just act them out live. I'm like, yeah, I'm a lesbian too. And they're like, I don't know. That'll be like 90% of the reenactments will be just like lesbian scissoring. I don't know, or thinking about scissoring. That's just what it amounts to. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
But there's an idea. Forget the action figures. Just put wigs on scissors.
I've got a wig over here, but the beard, I look like.
I'm back and I brought Vinny. Sorry, guys.
Hey, everyone.
Hey, Vinny.
We're just talking
You brought my joke before. I was going to say one. Now I think it's far too late. When ETEP said that they took the helmet off of Master Chief.
Yeah.
Always cover your helmet, folks. Remember that.
Oh wait, well they had at the special ending. If you beat it on Legendary, there was a scene where he took his helmet off, but you didn't see his face.
All right.
Walton, is your Wi-Fi connected to some wanking dynamo?
No, why?
I'm just asking for a friend.
Oh, for a friend. Well, okay. I'll let you know. I'll let Gaze know. He might be more interested. Yes. So let's see if I can actually share this page now. So according to Bounty in the comics, it says that Halo, a TV show ruined by identity politics and bad writing. Is anyone surprised? Maybe.
No.
Not at all.
Yeah, so I love Halo. The thing is the thing. I like the books a lot. The toys, like the toys, and they're pretty badass. I've always had fun with this. It's been something I've done with my son. I've played with my son since Halo 1. Like Geetep was saying earlier, man, you get together and just like smash people in Battle Royale. We used to, back when we had the Xbox One, we used to come to my buddy Chuck's house and just connect 4 Xboxes together in 4 different rooms, and we would just go all out and have a great time, man. I miss LAN parties. I'm an old school geek. Mm-hmm. But let's see. What's that? I'm sorry, Vinny. What's that?
That's pretty cool, though, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
People don't do that anymore. It's weird.
Well, I mean, I used to do that with StarCraft. We used to do that with like a whole bunch of different games, man.
Yeah.
Command and Conquer. Love doing that. So it says that the first episode of Paramount's television adaptation of Halo just touched down, and the problems are more prolific than anyone could have possibly imagined. For casual sci-fi fans, this might cut it, barely, but for longtime fans of the video game franchise, it's an abomination featuring all kinds of the usual suspects that ruin modern adaptations. Contact begins with a sprawling reveal of the insurrectionist camp on the planet Midrigal, where Covenant forces are busy excavating a dig site in search of ancient technology, which appears to be a forerunner. Their forces launch a brutal and bloody assault to a nearby outpost, in which introduces audiences to the character of Quan Ha, who ends up being the only survivor. Admittedly, the action sequence is superb, pulling no punches, while mixing excitement and pacing and sweeping camera angles, excellent sonic cues, and tons of excitement. Okay, so let's see. Watching Sangeli elites slaughter humans is a pretty cool experience. I like being, albeit disturbing. Children's limbs are blown off, and a variety of horrible deaths, all without feeling overly exploitive. Oh, okay.
Oh.
Okay, well, I'm all right. Things really heat up when Master Chief arrives on the scene with his silver team Spartans in tow. The tide turns immediately, showcasing the Spartans doing what they do best, pulling down the opposition. Okay, give me 1 sec. Let's see. The tide turns immediately. Okay. It's easily the highlight of the episode, swabbing cleverly back and forth between third and first person perspectives and the homage to the games. And is done with far more class and sincerity than the first-person sequence at the end of 2005's Doom film adaptation. Okay, great. Okay, it presses on. Let's see. To distinguish between two characters is almost as if Paramount studied every single Mandalorian episode and then tried to model Master Chief off of an identical note-by-note formula. I mean, that looks pretty good. I mean, that scene right there looks pretty good. What do you guys think?
Yeah, aesthetically, I think it looks good.
Great.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure that they could get a lot of things accurate in look and scope, but if the story's shit, yeah, it's going to ruin it.
Right. Well, yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely, man. And I mean, Vinny, you've been a toy designer and you've worked with these things. How important is it to make it to recreate? Do you think the characters themselves when they're making it like on screen?
Yeah, I think it's really important. Yeah, people have played these characters for hours, for years. You know, again, if it's a franchise, do it right. You don't do it right, you're gonna hear how bad it really is. Like take for example the Resident Evil movies,
Right.
all of them, not just the last one, but I mean they're off. The Mila Jovovich ones, you had 1 or 2 of them that were kind of fun, but it was stupid because they did their own garbage with it. They didn't bring the characters to life, or the way that they did. They were horrible, and they were the opposite of what the characters were supposed to be. So I can imagine with something like this, that's a franchise that's been around for a while. And yeah, if you're going to do it wrong, if you're going to put your politics in there, don't bother doing it. It's a waste of money.
Hell to that. Real quick, Orville Nation for $5. Thank you, PJ. Good to see you, dude. Thanks for stopping through. Hail to the chat. Thank you, guys. Orange Hat, I see you out there. Appreciate you. Sorry I was having technical difficulties. Couldn't shout y'all out, but I really appreciate you being here. Please remember to smash the like and share out the link. Orville Nation says that first episode is not enough to come to any conclusions, in my opinion, and I'm a Halo player. I think one episode is too little to judge. But like I was talking about this the other day. There's people, I think that some of us get a little hyper vigilant when it comes to certain properties. I mean, we've been attacked and we've gotten such bad results from creatives, quote unquote, for so long. I can understand there just being like a little, especially some disdain towards certain people or production houses. But I think some people may have gotten a little hyper defensive. I think I've been a little hyper defensive in the past, like overly critical, maybe. Do you think that there's a difference between do you think that there's like a difference between the two guys? Between being like overly critical or critical of something you love and then just like immediately wanting to see wokeness in it.
There's a dog whistle. Absolutely. That's why I backed away from the Fandom Menace. I'm not afraid to say that because I got sick of everybody saying, "Oh, this is woke, that's woke." Like when people started attacking the movie Onward, okay, which Now, look at that, for example. You have the story Onward. It has a one-off line where a female, she's a lesbian. She says, my girlfriend's kids are driving me nuts. And that's the only thing. And it's woke. It's so woke. It's so woke. I'm like, look. And this is a story about two boys trying to get one more day with their father. And their mom is a single mom, very strong woman, but not over the top with it. You know, there were strong females in the movie and nothing was over the top. And that one-off line, and everybody's saying it's woke. I'm like, wait, this is, and there's been other instances where, yeah, like you said, that hypervigilance, and it's, I don't want to say gatekeeping because I hate that word, but honestly, sometimes it's necessary because you have to look at who you let into a sect of fans. And everybody should be welcome, but there's certain people that they don't care. These people mostly don't care about the fans. They don't care about the lore. They want to come in and use the property as a vehicle to, you know, espouse their rhetoric, their agenda, their propaganda into that fan base and mold it to what they want, not what it is supposed to be. And I say supposed to be not as a, you know, knock against new fans because everybody interprets these things their own way, but there's a core message. Say Star Wars because that's my wheelhouse. Look at Star Wars. There's a core message of Star Wars and its goodness and it's wholesome. And that message has gotten perverted over time through the Disney lens, you know, and that's what they continue to do. And that's what's happening with a lot of these properties. And that causes people to see wokeness where it isn't, and to hear that proverbial dog whistle. Now, when they come out and say, we didn't pay attention to the lore, all these characters are female, go. Yeah, and that's, and yeah, I see Tom talking about ignoring the issues with the Batman. And to me, I looked at that, and I think Vinny's in the same school of thought as I am with that. Like, it was a one-off line, and I get what some people are saying about it, but that didn't overshadow the rest of the movie for me.
Exactly. I agree 100%. Because, again, and we talked about this on his stream, on my stream. Yeah, that line and with that character, what she went through, I can understand why she would say that line. But to me, was the line still stupid? Yeah. Did it ruin the whole movie? Absolutely not. You know, and that's, again, what he was saying. These other groups, these other people, they like to just dogpile. They love to just, it's woke, everything's woke, fuck this, blah, blah, blah. No, you're wrong. You can have enjoyment out of these things as well. Like another franchise, I thought it was going to suck, and I thought it was going to go down that path, and it didn't. Was Uncharted. I was a huge fan of the games. Met the voice actor, great dude. I'm like, this movie looks bad. I don't know. Someone invited me to go to the theater, and I'm like, all right, with the hell, I'll go. I enjoyed the movie. They got the essence of the characters. Yeah, the actors were different, whatever. But that shit was not in there. And people go, oh, there's that character with the blonde hair, and she got her ass kicked.
Yep. She
was tough, good for her, but she still got her ass kicked. Mark Wahlberg threw her through a freaking window. Through a glass thing, whatever. She, you know, it wasn't what people were thinking. Is she bigger and tougher than Tom Holland? Yeah. Do I think that she could fucking wreck him? Sure. But for what they did in the movie, it was still fun. Yeah, there was a lot of stupid parts too, but it is what it is. It's a dumb action movie is what it was supposed to be. But there was enough there where if they make a sequel, yeah, I'll go back and watch it. And I'm somebody who didn't like any of the Fast and Furious, maybe just the spinoff, the Hobbs and Shaw. So I don't know. I have a different outlook on things, but yeah, if it's clearly woke, if it's clearly down your throat like that, yeah, I'm going to be 10 miles away from it. But this shit where people they're looking for it all the time and everything, that's a problem.
RuffGirl, how do you feel about that? Do you look for problems in entertainments, or do you just recognize them when they come? Do you think people are being too hyper vigilant? You're muted again.
You're muted.
One of those buttons will work, I promise.
No.
No, try it on the browser itself, sweetie.
I think you can unmute her as a host.
No, if she's muted by herself, no. Nope,
Okay.
it only has mute. It's all right, sweetie. Just work on that. And, work on it for a moment. RedGaze, what do you think, brother?
Oh, I definitely agree. Like I have still not seen the Batman yet. I haven't seen Halo either. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It all depends. Like we had this discussion the other day about that line in particular. Like that line is very, very divisive. You know, it was intended to cut people, and it's completely unnecessary. I don't know. Tom's saying it's pervasive throughout the entire movie. I don't know. Like I can't speak to that, but I don't know. I mean, this is what people should actually mean when they say there's always been messaging in movies. Like there always is. It was just very subtle in the past. And Wookie was saying like they're making it subtle again, which I'm not entirely against. Like as long as it doesn't take you out of the story itself, I'm good with it. But I mean, if it jars you out of the story, then yeah, that's a problem. It's a big problem. But as far as people seeing wokeness everywhere, that's also a big problem.
Right.
You got to break the conditioning, because that's what's happened to us. We've been conditioned to look for this shit and just not enjoy anything. You got to try to at least enjoy what you can. You know, what you find. Like try your best not to just go into everything looking to be offended, because that's what they do.
Yep.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Exactly.
I've been a fan of Batman my entire life. My father even knew Bob Kane. For what they did in that film, I enjoy where they went with it, and what Batman ends up becoming. He becomes Hope. There's a whole character arc that a lot of people are just missing, and to do those extremes, dude. I think that's a far cry, man. That is a far cry. And remember, Catwoman's not even Catwoman in this. She's Selena Kyle. She doesn't have the moniker. Yes, she has the cats. Her background is super dark in the comics. She was a rape victim. She prostituted herself. There's a lot of really weird shit that they did with that character. That is, canon or whatnot. They have an essence of that in the film, but they didn't go down that route. And she was trying to protect her friend. Like everything that kind of happens, it makes sense for what the characters are. I highly disagree with that comment about Batman from Midnight's Edge. I'm sorry, dude.
I never picked up. I didn't pick that up. Maybe the Riddler thing being like a Proud Boy incel. Like I can see that. And it's funny because I just watched an episode of FBI Most Wanted that was like that. But it was blatantly woke. Like I mean blatantly. But yeah, like I didn't pick up on Batman being Antifa at all in that. That's one thing. Steven, can you highlight Tom's comment from 602? And he says, I get it. There were things in Afterlife that people called woke that I pushed back on too, but we can't be blind to it either. I'm not blind to it. Trust me. I'll be the first one to watch something and if it actually is like, if it really hits me, because like Vinny, like you said, I can kind of let some things slide by if they're subtle, because I guess I'm not so, to where I'm like, because I don't want to be as reactionary as the other side. But if something, if it's a blatant like punch to the face, then yeah, and we discussed that line ad nauseum. But yeah, absolutely no, I don't. And yeah, Tom, you do have a good point about the Waynes and the character assassination of them. It's jacked up because the Waynes were like good people.
Yeah,
they were good people. They gave, and what they did in that was.
Agree. I'll agree with Tom on that as well, because that's a shitty storyline that they took from the comics. That's what's his name, Snyder, the one that worked on the books. Not Zack Snyder, Scott Snyder. That was him with the whole Court of Owls shit, because there's an element that they want to put in there, and that's why they went down that direction. Because in the comics, they said that something happened with his mother as well, and spoiler-ish, I guess, whatever, that Bruce Wayne might have a brother that's actually connected to that. The way they did it in the comics, they left it up in the air. It could be just the character is just screwed in the head. He thinks that, but he's from the orphanage, all that stuff. Like, that's the reason why they did it. I understand, but, at the same time, I was upset that they did that to the Waynes as well. The thing, though, with the mob boss, though, and that whole situation, I'm going to say it's not so much. It wasn't really a character assassination for Thomas Wayne. it was something that was out of his hands. He went to go look for help, and then those people went to the extreme. I'm trying to stay vague because those people didn't see it, but I wouldn't say that he knew exactly what was going to happen or whatnot. And yes, he still kind of stayed true to who he was by helping out that person as well when they were fatally wounded and whatnot.
Right.
But yeah, the mother, they definitely did a character assassination with.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
That's terrible. I can't wait.
I've never seen Fury Road, honestly. Yeah, he mentioned Fury Road. I've never watched it. Is that the tank movie?
That's
Mad
Max Fury Road.
Mad Max. Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah, no, I wasn't gonna watch that. I heard, it just, to me, it didn't. I don't know. The originals fucking cool, but I'm not. I didn't need anything other than those.
I liked it.
I had a good time with it too, Vinny.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, I think the visuals were amazing. The story was so for what it was, but that world was awesome. I enjoyed it anyway. I didn't have any problems with those characters. Did I want Mad Max to have more lines and shit? Sure. Did I want to be a little bit more involved? Yeah. But for what they did, that movie was crazy, and everything that's kind of attached to him and that director and what he went through. Yeah, no, my hat goes off to him.
Wow. Rough Girls, keep trying, sweetie. It might be one of your volume settings. Oh, there she went. All right, just keep trying, sweetheart. NyRiam, do you get taken out or think anyone is do you think that anyone is overcritical when judging entertainments, or like how do you think about that?
I don't know. I kind of usually go to theater to basically enjoy all that stuff, And I don't know. Ever since, like, before joining you guys, and actually hearing opinions from so many sides, I never look at that from a point of view where I would like to judge the entertainment, mostly because, like, Hollywood itself doesn't reach this country at all, So I don't know. For you, it's a thing, because you're fighting for something that's been taken away from you, that you knew as something that was very close to your hearts. But I can really contribute much to this, specifically to this topic. I mean, I do have favorites, and I'm trying to enjoy them as much as possible. I think it's about a matter of perspective, whether you're going to the theater with the intent of enjoying what they try to serve you, or you're there, trying to find the flaws. And I get it when they screw up the movie completely to the point where it's basically stabbing you in the eyes. But like you said, like, going there just to find just a tiny little bit I can just pick up, pick onto, that's meaningless. But why did you waste your money? And that's pretty much it.
I think that. Hey, sweetheart, try Rough Girl, try and go all the way out and then come back into the email link. Maybe that'll help. Maybe something just got kerfuffled. Real quick, Orville Nation for $5. You watched the Star Trek parody Steven and Panel. Many don't realize it, but it was completely outsourced. It was actually good. They dissed Kurtzman Trek in an episode. No, I have not seen that. PJ, send me a link to that on Twitter, dude. Has anyone had a chance to see the Star Trek progeny?
No.
Dude, I was looking forward to. I have not. Is that the one with John Hertzler?
I haven't touched anything Star Trek in a long time.
Well, it's like an indie project. It was like a fan, like almost like a fan thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I was looking forward to that because, dude, Star Trek fans. I mean, like old school Star Trek fan, not new Trek fans. They go all out when they do shows. Like, I really enjoy the independent stuff out of there. No, Orville, PJ, please send me a link to that, dude. I appreciate you, dude. Thank you very much. Thank you for supporting the channel, dude. I said dude like 5-6 times. Real quick. I know LDG is here. What's up, LDG? Good to see you. Hail, brother, guys. Please check out LDG of Geeks Joy. Check out his channel. Good people in the community. Got a chance to meet up with him. It's kind of a sad event, but we found a way to come together and appreciate our friend and meet each other and had a good time doing it. Nice. Darius Munchausen says, Get Out and Fury Road are movies that I've evaluated I keep evaluating over and over. I don't know enough to say whether they're part of the problem, but I like them both. I haven't seen Get Out. Has anybody seen that?
No,
That's
I
not
haven't either.
bad. Get Out wasn't bad. I like that better than what was that second one Peele did? Was it Us or whatever? With
Yeah, that was
Oh, that was
oh, I
Get Out-
cringed all the way
Get Out
through
was
that
not
fucking
terrible.
movie. No, and it was it was a good movie. I dug that one.
Yeah.
I
Well,
didn't-
mainly
I didn't
because
mind
like I don't know, it's something you can kind of get on board with. You know, I mean, there's obviously slavery was a thing, right? And there's there's still some people that may advocate for it. So just because they're having, a movie talking about, modern day slavers, basically, I don't find that woke per se, because it's a story. Go ahead and tell a story. I don't have a problem with that. Now, if they would have said it's like taking place, in every city, and all the whiteys are aware of it and don't give a shit, that would be a problem. But for the most part, that wasn't terrible. But
No.
he's been on a downward spiral ever since.
Oh well, Candyman.
Keely Chow, I think, is kind of directed toward what Etep was saying a little bit ago. Keely Chow says, "It's sad that I'm one of the few people in the Fandom Menace who will say not everything is woke." Now, you're not the only one, brother. You're not the only one, but
no,
it did. You know what? Okay, I'll be straight up. Fuck it, I'm the historian, right? So what I think is, for some, not all, but for some, it became a method of production, become a method of selling, became like, we've got to have something to talk about. We got to have a topic. We got to have, this has got to be woke. This got to be woke. This got to be woke. When in reality, everything isn't woke. Some things are just done poorly. And I've always maintained, we've got to be careful between judging things, whether or not, that far left Marxist element in it, or if it's just like poorly crafted, has no respect to the source material, because those are two different things.
I agree with you on that, and that's why I said, like, I'll defend Fury Road, because it is the original creator who worked on that. That guy's done amazing stuff. And I know, Max, he took a backseat to Furiosa or whatever.
Yeah,
dude,
Furiosa.
It was a fun movie.
Yeah, it was fun.
She's the one who took out the bad guy. That's fine, the way that all that shit, how it went. But what happened in the end? Max saved her.
Right. And Max, like, if you look at Max, at least like in Thunderdome, he gets caught up in something. You know what I mean? He's just doing his own thing. He gets jacked. He ends up, he ends up going into just. He's basically riding along with other people, and then influences the story as he's going through it, depending on where he is. There's a lot of great characters in Thunderdome. Not a ton, but quite a few good characters in that movie. And I looked at it the same way with Fury Road. It was just kind of, he was traveling along in this story with, he's just swept up in this event, these events that were going on. But it was exciting. I enjoyed the action sequences. It was over the top. I mean, even for Mad Max, it was over the top.
Hell yeah, man! Those visuals were insane. Some of the stuff they did, man. I really enjoyed the shit out of it. If anything, you want to say that they did a character assassination on his car, right from the get-go. That was the biggest travesty. I wanted to see that thing in more of the movie. We just had it in that opening, and what they did broke my heart. But the rest of the movie I enjoyed.
Orange Hat Review says a movie is woke if an agenda or IDP is overt and shoved in your face consistently. True. Absolutely, man. If they marinate the entire theme, or the theme of the film is, something man bad.
Or even just a recurring theme, It does get old. Like, the whole thing doesn't have to be drenched in it in order for it to be woke. If there's a recurring theme that keeps happening and happening, that's still annoying.
Gotcha. All right. Let's see. And says, if a movie is woke, or I already said that. Wookiee Supremacy said indoctrination is getting more subtle now. They are starting to learn from their mistakes. It may not be jammed down your throat, but wokeness is pervasive and constant. And that's how propaganda works. Yeah, brother. Absolutely. All right. So I'm going to check out Halo, guys. Check out Halo yourself. Damn it. I brought down the damn tab that I had the next thing on. We all wanted to talk about the Todd McFarlane story, something that Vinny was very passionate about yesterday, Vin. Can you give us an overview of your hour and a half rant that you went on yesterday on your show at 5?
I'll probably bleed over a little bit tomorrow as well. It was infuriating, because Todd did an interview on someone else's channel, and then Bleeding Cool had done an article on it, and everybody, like in the comments section on Twitter and shit, were like, you know, all over Todd's dick. Like they loved everything he said. No, he knows what he's talking about. And the comment he said was beyond ridiculous. He said the question was asked to him if he would ever do a full line of female figures, and he goes, "No, to sell girl toys in the boys aisle. That's not going to work. Boys, like they get their girl toy, they're gonna cry. They're gonna cry if they get it, and then they're gonna grow up to be serial killers." Now that comment was beyond ridiculous. Beyond. I don't care if it's a joke. It was fucking stupid. And you just hate your fan base as well. And you proved your ignorance, because every single one of his figures, and I proved this time and time again, his female figures sell out. The only time they don't, or even in other companies, is if it is a really shitty character on a dying franchise, or it's a character that nobody knows or gives a shit about. And I pulled up examples left, right, and center. And including, like, everyone said, oh, the Rose Tico conversation. Sure, Rose Tico was never going to sell because the movie sucked. The character sucked. It was a chubby Chinese girl with a mo haircut in a fucking potato sack. Tell me how you're going to market that. You can't. Now you have the figures like a Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy, things like that. They're going to fly off the shelves. There was one particular Harley Quinn figure that was the figure of the year a few years back from SH Figure Art. It was based off the Suicide Squad from the first one. And these things sell. Hot Toys, they sell out every time of their female figures. So you can't tell me that. G.I. Joe Classified. Good luck finding Baroness. Good luck finding these really hot characters. And Todd is afraid to go sexy with these things. I don't know what it was. When I was working there, we had these conversations. Again, people seem to have forgotten that as well. I was a lead designer, so I know what happened there. I know what the numbers were. I know what the conversations were, and I know what we were pushing. Todd never wanted to do more. He never wanted to do more female figures. Don't know what it was. But and then the ones that did get released, if they were way too sexy right before they got into stores, they decided, hey, we'll throw like Lululemons on them. We'll paint their legs completely black. It was ridiculous.
Real quick before we move forward, Rough Girl, hey, what's up?
Oh,
you good?
Where am I? Oh, yeah. I'm technology.
We can hear you.
You can hear me? I got so frustrated with everything in the house. I just kind of left.
Get that. I understand that. Are you a collector? Do you collect any type of?
I have comic books. I've got Spider-Man. I've got first issues of those. My dad started me collecting. He gave me like Preacher, and when my mom passed away, my grandfather got us into comics and things like that. But when you guys were talking about a minute ago, the whole gatekeeping and things, I hadn't seen Batman, but I did go see it. And if you didn't know Ryan, and if I had not met Ryan at the meetup in Vegas, I would have went the fuck off on him. Because if you don't know somebody's perspective or where they're coming from, then everything that they say is going to come off as blah, blah, blah. I hate these people, blah, blah. And that's kind of like the way I took it the first time I heard him speak. I'm like, who the fuck is this? Then I looked and I'm like, oh, fuck, it's Ryan. So I wanted to understand what was so big about the whole issue with the whole Batman thing. Because to me, it was just, it's just a movie. It's kind of dark. I mean, it needs to lighten up, not, character-wise, but visual-wise.
Needs a clean
it's just like, it's just like if you don't know people and if you don't understand their love for the franchise that you're talking about, the one that you're seeing, then you're not going to understand how they feel about characters that are replaced, and you're not going to understand where they're coming from. I didn't understand. I was like, who the fuck is this Ryan? I'm like, black people, you hang around black people. I can't believe that you said that the only good people, that there were no good white people. And I just didn't understand. And if you don't understand, you're going to have the reaction that I had, because I was mad as hell. I mean, I'm like, black people, how the fuck you gonna say that? And it's just like, I don't know. I got really upset with it. And it's just like, if I didn't know the love for the work, then I wouldn't have understood. Then I understand how I love a lot of shows, and like, you know, if they come up and they're fucking up Buffy or Angel, then I'm gonna be pretty pissed too.
Right.
And it's not because I'm racist or anything. It's because of my love for that work and
Right.
for the actresses and the people who created it and made it so enjoyable. So I think that's where a lot of people are kind of misunderstanding things. They're just jumping on it, or they're just hearing someone talk. And sometimes it's in our explanations. When people are explaining something, and even though it is your first time review, maybe people want to piss other people off. I don't know. That's just, I didn't understand. I'm glad someone explained it to me. I'm glad I get, you know, the whole concept of it now.
Yeah, well put, sweetie. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Sometimes it is just about the love for the characters and just how much that you mean to them, how much they mean to you, the inspiration you've gotten from them. That's the characters that I love the most in my movies, TV, video games. They're well, with video games, it's more just like we're using them and going through the story with them. But when I see someone on screen that means a lot to me, or a story like Deep Space Nine, dude. If they ever redid that, I'd be upset. That's perfect. You can't redo Deep Space Nine. But a lot of the remakes that they're doing now don't have the same love, craft, and they don't have the same feel to it, you know. And I think it has to do with more the lack of quality that we're getting in Hollywood and hiring people for the wrong reasons. You know, I think there's a lot of factors involved.
I mean, did you know that I could be like a Supreme Court justice now? Right? I'm qualified. I'm black. I'm a woman.
Know what a woman is?
Yeah, can you define woman?
I think that might be the one thing that prohibits me from getting this job. I mean, other than that, fuck it. Let me run for president up in this bitch. I can run for president. Stand behind me. I will not leave you. And I guarantee you that everyone will eat this winter. You know, there'll be no delays on food. Oh, who's that?
That's
I'm so distracted.
No dark winter of death under your watch.
Right. None of that.
We're out of the dark winter of death now, though.
I can speak, I can walk, and I can form correct sentences. Unlike Bubba over there, you know, Brandon's just fucking it up.
Wait a second. Hey, hang on. He's here. He's here. Yep.
Oh.
Hey, man. Hey, look,
I'm sorry.
No, you're the best. You're the best black woman I've ever met.
You better not forget it either.
No, I got hairy legs. Do you know Corn Pop? And poor kids are just as smart as white kids. And my son Hunter's an angel.
That crackhead.
Hey, those pipes were given away by the CIA into. I've said too much. I pooped.
Angel dust.
Man. Angel, she was a stripper. I smelled her hair. Thank you, President Biden.
Wait, was she a stripper? Did Colorado allow this?
No, she was. I used to. She'd make change for me, and I got stamps.
Killing Josh says, if Disney and the CW reboots Buffy, I'm going to really lose it.
I'll lose my damn mind. I'm sorry, reboot my computer up. I cannot use this Apple iPad any longer.
That's okay, sweetie. Do what you got to do. Let's see. Orville Nation said that you would be a great justice, Rough Girl.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah. You want some rough justice? Is that what you want?
That's what Orville. BJ wants rough justice.
I mean, because I can. Right now, you're talking to Rough Girl, but if you want me to switch on to Mistress Rough, I can put her on right quick. I mean, what are you looking for? I mean, what are you looking? Hey, what are you looking for? What do you want? You want to be?
Why don't you bring that laptop into Apple? I'm just saying.
You want to be tickled or you want to be, beaten? I mean, I can do both.
Man, all right.
You think about what you want and how you want to feel. Do you want to feel happy? You want to feel sad? I can do all those.
What does Todd want to feel?
We are looking forward to Rough Girl's member channel, memberships. Looking forward to getting her monetized so that we can support that. Ryder, Sunstorm will never be effed with by Real Fantasy.
I'll tell you what, I don't do anything that my dad can't see. So if you guys want me to indulge in some risque photos, if my dad can't see them, I don't do them.
Oh, she's nasty.
Oh shit.
Oh, she said she's
Oh, looky here.
No,
yeah,
I-
what's up? It's me, Clay Tip. How you doing over
Hey,
there, rough
Clayton,
girl?
what's up? I
Oh,
remember
shit.
you.
Yeah, I'm
were
from
the-
Stool Bend. That's
Right.
right, Virginia.
You were the skunk at the party, right? Yeah.
Well, I'm all chocolate, but you know, there we can throw a vanilla swirl in there too. That's fine.
Hey, I'm not racist. I like it all.
No, we don't discriminate around her.
There we go. Good now?
Maybe.
Maybe. There's two rough
There-
girls.
Why is there two rough girls here? This is virtual insanity. It looks weird with me on camera doing the voice. It was at that point we'd lost total control and Rough Girl had taken over the stream.
like, here's a boob cam and a regular cam.
He said, I'd hop in, but my PC is being a bitch right now. Oh, it's all right, Tom, dude. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you.
That's all right.
You were looking at that one angle, weren't you, Wookie? You dirty bastard.
It was Rough Girl After
Red
Dark
Rocket,
Hour.
Red Rocket.
No, I can't hear you, sweetheart. Now we got the audio problems again. That's some shit. Look, I'll bring up the other rough girl.
There's
Other
two
rough
of
girls
them.
out?
Just unmute the other one and talk. You'll be fine.
There you go. Yeah, unmute the tablet. No? Maybe?
I think she froze. Oh, she's back.
So-
And she's back.
Oh, you know what? Okay, I totally messed up. All right. So, by the way, Vinny, could you do me a favor?
Yes.
Could you tell us? Oh, damn, it didn't come up. Could you tell us exactly what Todd is saying right there? What is that? You've worked with him. What is that hand gesture? What is coming? What is about to come out of his mouth?
Marbles are about to come out of his mouth. He always sounds like he's special. Look, firearms. They're removing them from the products. Listen. This whole thing too is ridiculous, and I covered that a little bit as well yesterday on my stream. If you guys missed it, it was fantastic, and like I said, I might continue more of it on Sunday. This is bullshit with the whole gun situation. This is him bending the knee to the woke culture because, newsflash, he is a lefty. Every time I was working there, it would be the same conversations you hear all the time with this guy about corporate America. And America in general, blah, blah, blah. Okay, go back to Canada then. This guy made so much money. They had a special on him, I believe, last summer, I think it was, talking about his career and all that shit. And there was a lot of bullshit in there. I'll tell you right up, straight up. They said that he lost all his money. And that's all bullshit. Sorry, it's all bullshit. I know how much money that these figures pulled in. I know what this guy has been doing. And once again, I'm not on the hate train or anything, but I hate when they like to put out fiction about these people. Be transparent, be honest, be genuine. And that's the thing that upsets me in most of these companies. This guy is sucking on the corporate teat. He is one of those people. I'm happy that he's being nice to the fans, but again, with everything that he's been releasing, he could be doing the things in a way better way for collectors again, but he's not. And it's this whole thing of this whole DC line. Like, he keeps claiming that it's targeted towards children. It's not. It's not. Collectors buy this stuff. You'll have kids in there as well, but the big market is a collector market. And every time they piss them off, that market shrinks more and more, or they'll go to different type of figures. Once again, that whole conversation about the female stuff, the female figures, that thing is really, it's insane because I believe this, Bounding in the Comics of Bleeding Cool, whichever one had done that original article. I agree with them. If you did a line of those really hot characters that people wanted, give us a classic Supergirl, give us Zatanna, give us Poison Ivy, give us the original Harley. He's not doing any of that. He'll put out 50 different Batmen, and then all of a sudden, it's, oh, why are they peg warmers? I literally pulled up a photo yesterday from Target, and they had two versions of a hazmat suit Batman. One of them was a gold label, which is way harder to get, and there was about 5 or 6 of the gold label versions of that sitting there on pegs. It tells you right there That couldn't have been Supergirl. That couldn't have been Zatanna, Power Girl. They're afraid to go in that direction because it's femininity. Hot women, they don't want that to be depicted anywhere because they want kids. They want people to be more confused. They don't want to push those kind of things. It's again, this is part of the agenda. Why they choose to do these things that they do. I don't give a shit what anybody says. Because it tells, oh yeah, if I make 50 Batman, they're going to all sell out. Well, Batman is a great selling character. Spider-Man is the only one that beats him across the board. We're talking all merchandise, not just figures. But yeah, I get it. But at the same time, people are sick of it at this point. What are you gonna? You're gonna do a special submarine version of Batman next? Banana hammock Batman? Like, who gives a shit about that stuff? Just do accurate things to the comic books. Give us the full lineup of these characters. They're going to sell. They always sell. The only time McFarlane had problems selling figures is if they picked a really shitty character that nobody knows who the hell they were, or they did the really masculine, gross versions. So the two figures I've ever seen that were kind of peg warmers for the female line would be, there was a Wonder Woman that had a mohawk and shaved on the sides from some shitty storyline that no one cared about in the comics. And then the other one was a trans version of Batman, essentially. It was a female version, the Drowned, I think they called it. It was an Aquaman version of Bruce Wayne from another universe that no one knew who the hell this character was if you weren't picking the books up. And she had full pants on, monocle on her eye, a really ugly design. And those are the only two that I've ever seen sitting there on pegs. Everything else sold out.
Tom, welcome to the show, Tom Connors. Midnight Said, Midnight After Dark. Hail, brother.
Hopefully my PC doesn't crap out.
I feel the same way all the time. Would you buy a banana hammock Batman figurine?
No, I would not.
Bob, what if I put Spawn on the box?
Maybe.
Todd McFarlane. Everyone likes McFarlane.
Well, and I'm not necessarily a fan of him, and Vinny knows who he is, so I can't speak to that aspect of it. I saw some of the clips of what he's saying, and to me personally, I don't think that he's necessarily wrong in the context. It's how he's putting it. Because you guys are not wrong. Characters like Harley Quinn and such always sell well. Well, they're also attached to Batman, though, too. But if you get into certain things like Captain Marvel, those fuckers sat there and collected dust. You know, like, again, it all has to do with the property. You're not wrong there. Now, as far as a complete female line, like based on a female toy itself, that I think there might be an argument to be made, because you go back to, because that's what we're deep into right now with the He-Man stuff, is a lot of the failure of He-Man can be traced back to She-Ra, and not so much the introduction of She-Ra, but the fact that Mattel allowed the woman's side, the girl's side, to take over She-Ra, and they did not make it compatible with He-Man. And not only that, it created this element of the character being and attaching it to He-Man, ruined it for boys at the time. And I think that's kind of what he's trying to say. But again, I'm not going to sit here and say that that's exactly what he meant, but I think that's where he's coming from. But you seem to know him a lot better than I do, Vinny, obviously, personally. Yeah. So, well, I can't speak to that point, but I think that's maybe where he was coming from on that. But yeah, again, I don't know him personally. So
yeah, it comes down to, again, being afraid to go near the sexier characters or the franchise.
See, that I can see too. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing, because when we were there, we were all trying to push them to have more female figures in a line. I think it was one of the Metal Gear Solid lines. I think there were 2 females in that line, and they sold like crazy. The ones I was responsible for, they sold out. Every figure sold out. Didn't matter if it was a guy or a girl figure, but people wanted more female ones. Because, again, I'm sorry, if there is a sexy version of a character, they're going to move. Again, the Japanese figures, SH Figure Arts, they did all the Street Fighter ones. They have Cammy. I showed her yesterday. That thing flew off the shelves as well. You can't find these things. And his older figures, that if they were sexy or had a really nice look to them, they're going for like $200 to $300 online. Again, he had the Danger Girl line. They did so well, they decided to do like a special version of them as well later on, and they re-released all 3 figures together. You can't tell me that they don't sell. Now, again, I think it is the properties too that will ruin things, like you said with She-Ra,
right.
Captain Marvel, the Star Wars shit. Again, that's a dying franchise. They fucked up those last 3 movies, and I'm sorry, to put out a figure like Rose Tico, you cannot market that. I don't care who you are. You can't market a figure like that.
Well, no, you're saying, here's my question, I guess, with the sexy, because I can understand him like avoiding it with the political side of things, because right now it's such a hot subject to where if you put out a character that's uber sexy, you're just going to get bombarded with, you know, the bullshit from the other side. So I don't know if that's the way you're saying, or if he was avoiding it for what reason. I guess that's the context.
He was doing it for his personal reasons, I think.
Okay.
Because he always had this thing where he kept trying to be like, oh, toys are for, or they're for boys. He always would say that, and I'm like, excuse me, your figures were all designed originally. They didn't have all this articulation and stuff, and collectors wanted that. They were little statues, and that's why like he had like a certain number of figures that he did release. That every one of those female figures sold out.
Well, yeah, because I mean, I know there's so many nerd guys I know that have a sexy statue on their coffee table somewhere. Like, no, I totally get where you're coming from, but that's the other side too, as you guys brought up, is yeah, adult males are the ones buying this. Now, if he's talking about from selling toys to a kid's perspective, that's one thing I can understand. But like you pointed out, Vinny, is 90% of his customer base is not kids.
Right.
He's not making Hasbro toys, right?
And the other side of that coin, we'll go into Hasbro. Look at the Marvel Legends. Every single one of their female figures also sell, except if it's a really generic, shitty character that no one knows and no one cares about. What do you call it? The Scarlet Witch figure. She was impossible to find.
I've got a handful of those, the Marvel Legends and the women, you know, figures, and they do look good and they do actually look feminine.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing too, like, because even when I was working there, we were talking to it wasn't just whatever we did in the office. We went to toy stores. We went to comic shops. We made sure to ask them, what are they looking for? What do people want? You know, and that's what we always came back to him with that information. And he would always, the Spawn's going to sell more than anything else. So blah, 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 or whatever, fill in the blank. But again, if you do it correctly, or if you're just even true to the characters, you could throw the sexiness out the window. If you're true to the characters, they will sell. I know a lot of people bitched about the Disney Plus What If stuff, but Captain Carter, she sold out like crazy. They did another version of her because she sold so well. And they put those out on shelves like around Christmas time. You can't find any of that stuff because if you're doing it right, the characters look good. People will pick them up. It's that simple. Yeah. Oh, I have a what do you call it? The original Storm design, the one that has all the skin showing. They released her in a 2-pack. With a lesser known X-Men character, one of the Indian dude, Warpath or something. People bought that set because they wanted her, and Hasbro knew that it would sell because she was there.
Well, here's another side of it too that I do know, at least from my reporting side of it. Now, McFarlane basically canceled their Star Trek Discovery license because I'm sure they realized that nobody wants to buy Mikey Spock. Like, I mean, from that perspective, I can kind of see where he's coming from too, even if you're not talking about kids, because I'm sure he looked at that and there's like, this is going to be a nightmare, because they tried selling, because he first did a Kirk and a Picard classics, and they were really great figures. And I think Kirk sold really well, but Picard ended up falling off. And the problem was, it came out right around the time Discovery dropped, and I think right around the same time as Picard dropped. Next thing I know, I'm seeing them on discount shelves at Walgreens. And I'm like, how the hell are these at Walgreens? This is crazy. This should not be. And so that to me tells me also that some of these franchises are getting killed by this shit. So, I mean, from that perspective, I can see where he's coming from. But no, I totally don't get where he's saying, like, female figures don't sell. If they're in the proper brand, if you make them right, like you guys are saying, there's no argument to be made there.
That's exactly it. And see, even this Wonder Woman figure, people bitch so much about this thing. Collectors were furious with it. Look at the legs. They looked awful. The colors were there. The face was okay. Some people still got them, but typically the people who did get it, they were infuriated with that figure. And the ones that were sitting on shelves, now there's one that has some skin, but look at the design. There's the one with the mohawk. Do you see it under the one with the shield? Third row.
Hold on.
First one on the third row.
First one, third row. This one? Oh,
Yep,
here we
I
go.
see it.
One down.
Is it a
Bo-
Warhawk
both
or is it
of
a
them.
SJW
Oh my God.
Warhawk? Oh,
What
Yeah.
is that?
This stupid figure was sitting there forever.
Is that from
Why?
Last of the Mohicans?
Awful. This made no sense. And the one that was right above it that you were on, that was a Todd McFarlane design. This thing is the only other one I've seen in certain stores. Just
That's
sitting
kind of
there.
cool looking, though. I kind of like that.
I think it looks like a mess. It's an
You
eyesore.
think it's a mess?
The design is
that's,
horrible.
that's all over the place.
It looks like I don't know, a blind person designed this.
You
Absolutely.
have a better eye
terrible.
than I do, Vinny.
Okay, and now if we go to the fourth row, last one on the fourth row.
All right.
Yeah, this is the other one that I saw as a peg warmer. This thing is the ugliest figure I've ever seen in my life. This is what I was talking about, the drowned one. This thing was sitting on store shelves forever. Dude, would you know who this character is?
No.
I don't even know who that character is.
Exactly. Why would you make this stupid figure?
It looks like Daredevil with long hair and
Again,
boobs.
There's no Power Girl. There's no Supergirl. There's no Poison Ivy.
Right.
But we got this character. Retarded. Absolutely retarded. I don't know why this guy's always sitting on his head when he comes up with these designs and these. Well, he's not coming up with the designs.
Well, what about the whole debate about the guns? I mean,
The gun situation, I again, that's him bending the knee. I don't give a shit what anybody says. He wants to keep the license, so yeah, okay, I'll do whatever you want. What do you finger guns? We'll do finger guns. Really, really stupid because there are other figures coming out from different companies that they have weapons, they have guns. What's to say if there's a knife in the package? Because I've seen figures that he's been releasing with knives and shit. A kid could walk into a kitchen and grab a big kitchen knife and go stabbing somebody. A gun's a little bit hard for a kid to get. Wouldn't you agree?
a little bit.
This is because the left is pushing that shit. We got to get rid of all guns. People who have guns are right leaning, and they're January 6 people, blah blah blah, all that kind of.
Well, and that's kind of where I asked about the whole, sexy figures too in the girl side of things. But I mean, you're saying that's his own personal politics. But and I hate to sound like I'm constantly kind of coming up for excuses for him or anything like that, because I'm not. But I guess my next question would be: would some of the gun pressure also be coming from some of the retailers as well? That's, I guess, another question. I mean, sure, you can get it from the licensees on one end, but you can also be getting it from the from the retailers like Target and stuff like that too.
You could, but again, like I said, they've had other figures. You can look at some of the lines of like Fortnite. Some of those characters, they have certain looks, or they're a little bit curvy here and there. Why can't you do that with these characters? I'm sorry, Supergirl is a known character. You could have different looks for her, whatever. But if you do her with the classic red skirt, I mean, the one that everybody wants, I don't see where the problem is at all on that. It makes no sense to me. Some of those Wonder Woman figures have more skin than some of the other characters that we've mentioned. It makes no sense. He's had this license for almost 3 years now or something like that. And it's characters like this. We have them covered up head to toe. That's fine. It's Batgirl. She's supposed to look like that. That's fine. Mm-hmm. This figure still sells. I saw one on the shelf. That's it. Next time I go, I'm probably not going to see it. That's usually how it goes. People want them. There was the Batman Beyond figures. They did the female version, and that thing flew off. She flew off the shelves. You can't find her either. Now they're going to do another version because she sold so well. That's unmasked. But what do we have? We have something like that. Look at this Wonder Woman. Like, the face is kind of all right. That figure is a massive figure compared to the male ones. And then she's got a stupid design. She's got that stupid chainsaw weapon. Like, that's not an iconic look for the character. Why can't we get the classic look for her from the comics? The closest we got is the Gal Gadot one, and they screwed up the legs completely, because that, again, comes down to we can't have her with any kind of curves in the legs.
When you were talking about the retailers, like the what Todd was saying about what the retailers like, or what they want, like, can you go over just a little bit of those discussions that you had with the creative team and him? Yeah,
because at the time too, it was Toys R Us and KV, and that's where a lot of those arguments came from as well. But there was a figure that was released, the Cry for Dawn, the Joseph Michael Linsner character, and that you could see her breast through her front plate. She had they did some kind of like a clear plastic material that goes over the front of her outfit. And that thing, they ended up cracking off that centerpiece. Well, that design is there. You could see it with that the green dress. So
this one right here.
Yeah. If you go to the front view, so the perfect right there. So you could see her breast through there, and KB sold it. There wasn't any major issues, and a lot of those collectors and shit, they would post it online too. They would crack it off, and you could see her bare tits. They released, I think, the first line of the Tortured Souls, if I remember correctly. Yeah, you're gonna have some figures that you cannot sell in these stores, but for the most part, if it's an iconic superhero costume, I'm sorry, there's a debate right there, because Marvel Legends have been doing it, and there's no excuse for DC not to have that same treatment, because Target sells the Marvel figures. I mentioned that original Storm figure. She's got that really cool outfit, the black and gold one. That's a sexier looking outfit. It's like a bit like some kind of like one piece bikini type thing. That sold. There are other characters that had skimpy outfits from Marvel Legends. Those sold well. They were in Target. Why can't you have a Power Girl? Why can't you have a Supergirl? There's no excuse for it, other than he does not want to release figures like that. And the question is why? What is the real reason, Todd? Because when we were working there, it was the same situation. It's like, why don't you release more figures? Because even when we were able to get them into more specialty shops, FYEs, comic shops, there were other figures you could have done like exclusives for. He just refused to do it.
Tom, do you hear any kind of other debates that go on between toy makers with these characters?
Not really. Like, a lot of what Vinny is saying to me sounds like, yeah, it's kind of a push and pull between licensees, possibly the stores themselves, and McFarlane's own politics, which, I mean, if he falls in line with those, it just makes it that much easier for them, right? Yeah. He's not wrong there on that part.
Well, he's a lefty. So
yeah, exactly.
He's going to go that way.
I mean, but at the same time, there has been some things that I've seen where the toy industry is in a weird fluxing place right now. I don't know how to put it, because the kids just really don't buy toys anymore for the most part. They're so sucked into video games and their phones and their tablets that a toy just seems so archaic to them. You know, it probably seems like, you know, those old paddle balls used to seem like to us as kids. It's like, this is so, you know, dated as a toy or something like that. You know, so I can see that to a point. But at the same time, I can see certain points that McFarlane's saying that I think he's just coming from the wrong place, or he's giving the wrong context.
Yep.
And that's where I feel like I can't disagree with everything he's saying. I mean, there's certain things that, yes, he is completely wrong on, and you know, men will buy these sexy figures, and so will women. But as far as kids go, I mean, I don't even see why he'd even worry about kids anymore. I think Vinny's right on that. The whole gun situation, the whole your kid department, as far as even in sales, has got to be so minimal outside of Marvel that I just can't see any reason or excuse. Because I mean, even DC has seemed to be going more adult oriented, to where I highly doubt many kids even get into that outside of Batman anymore.
Well, here's the other kicker, and this is the hilarious thing out of all of it. They made the announcement recently. Todd McFarlane outsold Hasbro, Mattel, all of them in North America. His figures, the DC Multiverse line, outsold everyone. So he's the #1 toy maker in all of North America. So he has extra pull in that position. I'll tell you that right now. And look at NECA, if we're going to go back to the gun situation, all that stuff too, and who they market towards things for. The Ultimate lines, they're more expensive figures. They're somewhere between like $30 to $40 to $45 now, depending on how big the figure is and what's coming with it. And those things are amazing. He's done, the NECA has done, again, movie licenses. They have guns, they have weapons. Those things are in there. Again, they're not shying away from it. They're doing the female figures in the lines. People are buying them. They're flying off the shelves. We talked about the Gargoyles line from NECA. They just released 3 figures. We have Goliath, we have the evil version of them, and Demona. Demona is impossible to find because they said as soon as they hit the shelves, they're gone.
Yeah.
And I showed them on my stream last night as well. there are markets for these things, and those are expensive figures. They're not your regular little $20. You know, they're around $40, and people are snatching them up, and they're snatching them up in a big way. So Todd's argument, I think, is bullshit. The way he always talks is like, again, I know his lawyers in the past have told him, stay away from certain things and let them do it, or let someone else represent you, because he's, I don't know, like I said, he's like an idiot savant. Things just fall into his lap throughout most of his career in regards to all this stuff. And, you know, and it's not just, I'm not just putting hate on him. Like I said, there's a lot of things I think he did right. I still pick up a few of his stuff. Will I collect entire series and entire lines? No, because he still does a lot of bad things. He does a lot of shitty things with these figures. He's outsourcing to China. That's why we're having a lot of issues and QC problems, because no one is overseeing these things properly. When I was there, we were involved in every aspect from, again, I was the lead designer, so I was drawing these characters. We're trying to figure out articulation, paint schemes, all that stuff. And then when we would get the copies of them before they hit shelves and everything, we want to make sure that there were no major QC issues. There was a line of figures that I saved his ass on. He would have lost millions of dollars. I saved his ass because he pissed off one of the companies over there in China. He wanted to go on a cheaper route, and he went to a rival company, but he didn't know that that rival company was actually a subsidiary, a subdivision of another, of the main one that he worked with. So those people got pissed. They went, look at this guy. So they sabotaged his figures, and they did the way you're supposed to glue a figure together and then put the paint on. They did it the opposite way. So as soon as you turn the head, the figures would explode in your hands.
Wow.
That's how malicious the Chinese could be. And
no QA.
And again, you're trying to pull a fast one on them, like, dude. And it makes no sense because, again, like I said, I know what the numbers are, and even the special they did on him last summer, whatever, it was horseshit. They said, "Oh, he lost all of his money." No, he didn't. He did not. You people don't know what he's made on these figures. There's a reason why he stayed in the toy market, and he's not really making, you know, personally, he's not making comics. He's involved in some stories. He'll do some inking here and there. He's not drawing comics. He hasn't drawn comics in forever. He'll do a cover or a pin-up here and there. He's not doing full issues because he doesn't have to. It doesn't matter. He's making the bulk of his money through all these figures.
Mm-hmm. So I want to go through the panel real quick and see what they think. ETEP, would you get a Punisher if he didn't have guns? Do you think that it's wrong to put these characters out without weapons?
Yeah, you can't do that, especially with the Punisher.
Well,
when
I was
his
using
main
an extreme example, but yeah.
Yeah, no, no, I'm not buying any figures that, you know, that don't have the appropriate accessories with them. And, you know, we were talking a little bit, and I heard Tom mention about kids not playing with toys, and it's sad. Like, I encourage my son to, because I limit his screen time on everything. I'm like, no, look, so he lost his tablet for
it
a
helps
week.
with imagination too. Yeah,
it does, and that's one thing. Like and Vinny knows this. Like, in my son, like what I read to him I'm reading him RedGaze's book right now. He watches like Terminator, and he watches Beverly Hills Cop, and he's seen every Star Wars movie multiple times. So like, and I introduced him to action figures at an early age. So like yesterday when I was working on videos, he sat out there and played with my old Ninja Turtle figures for like 8 hours, and he got army tanks out, and he's having a battle with them. I'm like, that shit like makes me smile, you know. But it's like these figures, and every figure I've got him, and everyone Sal sent him, and other people have given him, it's like, yeah, they've all got weapons, and it doesn't make sense to have these, like even the new, you know, the new retro He-Man figures. I've been picking those up for him, and he loves them. And he took them to school for a week for show and tell, and they've all got weapons, and you know, not even anybody's school teacher complained about it, because that's what action figures are supposed to have.
No combat cold cuts.
That's why they're action figures and not dolls.
Right. Well, let's go back for a minute too on what both of you guys said. Playing with figures for kids at an earlier age, it's gonna spark that imagination, and then like Etep said, they want to know more about these characters, and that's when you introduce comic books and other novels and things like that. So their minds are going in a good place. They're going to want to read more themselves. They want to learn how to read. It all connects in a good way. And what they're trying to do is destroy all that, the left and all that bullshit. But you're right. It's brainwashing with the phones. It's all the apps that they're on. It's trying to desensitize them towards other sexual things in schools that we've seen. Again, like that nonsense with the gay bill. That's not what it was about. It was about parents should have. They should be the ones in charge of when kids should learn about sexuality,
Absolutely.
not the schools, and not pushing stuff like that. Because they're even put those books that they released in schools are disgusting. The graphic sexual stuff in there, and we're
that's
talking,
a whole show in itself.
Yeah, we're talking about, you know, second grade and third graders. They're giving this shit to. Are you for real?
NyRiam, I know you got to check out, sweetheart. Did you want to give any updates on bonds or promote anything before you left?
Well, I kind of think I mentioned everything. You know, it's slowly proceeding. So, yeah, that's pretty much it about bonds, right? So, just be hyped. It's coming.
Sweetie. Thank you so much for being here, hon. Take care.
Thank you for having me on. Bye, guys.
Bye, NyRiam.
RuffGirl, did you get your audio issues taken care of, sweetie? You gotta go back to the tablet. That computer does not like you talking.
That's a negative Ghost Rider.
RedGaze, how do you feel about figurines or being sold without the proper weapons?
That's retarded. Going back to the Punisher, I guess now you could sell him with that I don't even know what to call it. That clown world skull and maybe a sword that's not sharpened. Maybe that'll do it for people. I don't know. Yeah, I agree with. I mean, I guess everyone pretty much in that regard. Like, accessories are a big part of the action figures. At least one, primary weapon or accessory that the character always has or always needs. Otherwise, I don't know. What's the point?
I mean, I hate to be the contrarian.
Go right ahead, brother.
Sorry.
No, please.
No, I didn't mean to interrupt at the end there.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's just RedGaze. It's all right. He takes it.
Yeah, it's okay.
You done, Gaze?
Flapping his pole around.
Well, no, I was just because I hate to be the contrarian, but you guys have made the point. Like, there's some times where the gun bit is a little excessive. Like, there's a time where almost every figure came with a gun that didn't even have a gun to begin with, just because they had to put. I have no problem with accessories, but when it comes to kids stuff, pick and choose. Fine. If the character has a gun in the show or the comic book or the movie, no problem. If you're just randomly throwing guns in just to have a fucking accessory, then yeah, that's a bit excessive. But we've gotten to a point where accessories are so cheap and they've come so far from where we were when we were younger that there's no excuse for them not to just have accurate accessories along with all these figures. You don't have to throw in a gun. If we're talking about adult things, there's no reason not to. Unless there's some kind of pushback from some of the stores themselves. But like you guys are saying, this doesn't really like back to what Vinny and I were just talking about before. Most of the time, McFarlane isn't dealing with Walmarts or Targets per se, to where he's got to really deal with these kind of pushbacks. A lot of times these are comic book shops or he's doing it through the internet via, I don't know if he has his own website, but I know I see his stuff on, some of the other toy sites, and they have I guarantee you they have no fucking problem with what ever accessories come with a character. So again, that feels to me more of a political push, and it makes me wonder back when they dumped the Star Trek phaser, his excuse sounded funny to me, and maybe Vinny's context here kind of adds more to that, because he's like, oh, we couldn't do it because of some legal reasons, because it was too much like a gun or something like that, and to do with California law or some shit like that. I'm like, yeah, but that law only has to do with if guns look like real guns, and all you have to do is put an orange stopper in the front. Last I knew, and I don't know if they changed the laws in California or something like that, but to me it just sounded funny because it's like a phaser don't look like a real gun per se. I mean, you really have to be pretty confused and in the dark to think that a phaser is a real gun. I mean,
well, it's definitely a
Star Trek phaser. Yeah,
there's a difference, Tom. I mean, if you're making a toy gun that looks like an actual model, then you need to be able to tell the difference. Police need to be able to. Everybody needs to be able to tell the difference, because I mean, it is for kids.
Maybe it has to do with the shape, since the phaser was too much like the. I have not seen any recent California laws that are any different than that, so I can't speak to that. But last I knew, that's all you had to do was put a orange stopper on the front, and that's it.
Understood. Okay, so Vinny, any further comments on the whole Todd McFarlane, his comments and how you feel about it?
I said a lot about it, but like I said, he's still releasing some good product here and there, but give people what they want. Don't just keep doing it again like hazmat suit Batman. No one gives a shit. All these other strange versions. Make the characters that people want. They will sell.
I agree with that 100%. Like even as a kid, I thought there's other versions were just retarded. Like that's like that, like a hazmat suit, like Ninja Turtles when they had that whole line of just nonstop ridiculousness, like they're playing fucking soccer and shit. Like get out of here. We just want
2/3 of the
to fight
Turtles
each other.
line is made up of crap like that.
dressed up like detectives and shit. Like I have that, like the Detective Donatello one, and I'm like, this is the dumbest like thing. I just want the regular Ninja Turtles with their little bandanas on, you know, their little orange and red and blue and purple, and that's it. I don't need them dressed up like I got a astronaut Raphael.
Well,
no,
that wasn't detective version. That was Flash or Donatello.
that was the Weinstein line.
Yep.
Time for showing his vine.
He had a little tail hanging out. Oh, that wasn't a tail.
Didn't come with the Jennifer Lawrence figure though. I mean,
there is kind of
Or
a catalyst behind that. I mean, I don't know how they sell now in comparison to what Vinny was saying earlier about, you know, banana hammock Batman, but part of the reason behind that goes back to the classic days of even things like He-Man, because they made the mistake. The year that really kind of killed He-Man was the 1-2 punch of having She-Ra come in and take over the toy line. On top of that was the only year in the Masters of the Universe line they did not have a variation of He-Man and Skeletor on the shelves. So anybody who was an entry level into the toy line didn't have either one of the hero or main villains to get them into it. And to find at that point in like 86, 87, to find a classic He-Man or Skeletor was good luck, right? Because they were 3 years back, and there's no way you're going to find. You might find Battle Damage He-Man or Super Punch He-Man or some shit like that, but that's the other problem. Is that's why they do a lot of these variants. Now the Turtles went way overboard. Like they got to the point where, like, I'm not kidding when I said 2/3 of that toy line is made up of that crap. I am not kidding. Like they got to a point where that's all they were doing was birthday turtles, clown turtles, baseball turtles, football turtles, WWF turtles. And you think I'm making this crap up? All those things I just said are actual freaking turtles. Like, damn, not.
I just bought a freaking vintage Bebop off eBay, and I got another. I'm picking up a Shredder and Leonardo for the kid because he's got all of them but those. So like the base figures, you know. And I'm like,
did you get City Waste Worker Bebop?
No.
But I had to slow down on my turtle collecting because Nickelodeon has licensed these guys out so much now that there are so many lines of turtles coming out that it's insane.
God, they're gorgeous though.
Some of them are very good. Some of them are just a lot of the same shit. So I just kind of try to avoid what's a lot of the same crap. But
as long as they don't look like those last two movies. Ooh.
Yeah, those are the ones I don't like.
Oh, those are like nightmare fuel. I hated those.
Yeah, dude.
And my you know, I haven't watched the original ones with him, but somebody bought my kid like the last one that came out. It was like the second one of the scary, stupid looking turtles, you know, and what's his name? Tyler Perry was Baxter Stockman, and I'm like, wait, what?
Sadly, that's the best part of the movie.
You know what, really is. I can't even disagree with you at all.
God.
It was bad. Like the rest of the movie was it was bad. It's like, oh my god! Like, all right, kid, we got to watch the first one.
And I always want to see Krang. I always want to see Krang on screen. You know, the whole
they screwed him up big time.
Yeah,
how in the world? Like, okay, this is like, don't get me too going on Out of the Shadows, or I'll be here for 2 hours. But like, this is one of the things that bothers me most is you're getting Krang. Whose bright idea was it to get the brother from Who Loves Raymond or whatever, Everybody Loves Raymond show to do the voice? Steve Buscemi is Krang. Just get him to come in.
Yes.
Like, what the hell are you doing? Like, Krang did not sound like this. Krang sounds like this. Like, come on. He's a little brain. He's not supposed to sound like your big brother.
Right. It sounds slick. You know, like it's like the speech is wet and, you know, it's absolutely.
Steve Buscemi would have been perfect.
Yes.
Right. Brad Garrett, that guy, his voice was like Eeyore.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Hey, Raymond.
He'd have been better for like Bebop or Rocksteady, right? Like that I could see.
Yeah.
Or the voice of Krang's butthole.
Yeah, Brad Garrett.
There's a Krang turd.
No, that doesn't look right to me. That just doesn't look right to me.
No.
The new one, the new Turtles.
They had
I tried
making them creepy too. Like Mikey's constantly hitting on April O'Neil and stuff. He's like, "Oh, my shell's getting so tight right now."
Yeah.
Right. It's like, oh my god, dude, seriously?
Will Arnett was like the best part of that movie. But I mean, it was just like because it's Will Arnett.
Shabby, but he really wasn't playing Vern. He was just playing Will Arnett. Exactly.
Yep. Yeah, it was just Will Arnett, so it was like it's okay. I can deal with this. This is some redeeming qualities to it. That's
Vern is supposed to be this prima donna, like little prick, not Will Arnett. Like, that's the other problem.
Yeah, that Vern, he's the one that had the pink shirt, right?
Yeah, usually I think he wore a pink shirt on the old cartoon.
Yeah, he reminded me of
April.
He reminded me of the neighbor on Married with Children.
I was gonna say that would have been
Jefferson.
No, not
Jefferson.
Not Jefferson. The first one.
The first one.
Steve Darcy.
Yeah, with the dark hair combed to the side, the big nose. It looked like him in the cartoon version.
He would have played him good, that's for sure. Yeah, but he was basically like Ted Knight on Mary Tyler Moore is what he was.
Oh
really, between the voice and everything is basically all they were doing. Oh, April.
we were watching because like somebody we got the old animated series. I watched that for like 4 hours yesterday with the boy yesterday morning. We made breakfast and watched old ass Ninja Turtle shows. I was like, he loves that shit.
I love Ninja Turtles. I watched some of it with my kid. He's been we've been watching shows together. He's been showing me anime that he likes, and then we were talking on Vinny's stream the other day on Friday about the gargoyle figurines, and I said, oh, I gotta watch that with my kid. I forgot I loved that show. I hadn't seen it in forever, so we're definitely gonna watch through that one. But
TMNT had some good moments, and then it went downhill for a while. Then it came back for a bit, and
but I'll always love it, Tom. That's a part of my childhood, man. Fridays 4:30, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That's what I was doing when I was a teenager.
Then it got bought out, or not bought out, but the guys who did Power Rangers did it for a while. That was bad.
Was it no
Saban or Saban?
Saban. Saban.
Yeah. That was no good. It was no good. Ruff, will you get your audio issues handled, baby? No, nobody can hear you, sweetheart. Yep, we can hear you on the tablet, but not on the computer, sweetheart. I'm sorry.
She's screaming at it now.
I know she is. Miss Tickle Trunk Hale, dude, thank you guys so much for being here. Appreciate you. Any closing thoughts on your favorite toys, your toy lines, or any of the issues we were talking about tonight, gentlemen? Start off with ETEP.
No, I'm still buying the G.I. Joe stuff whenever I can find it now. Like I said, I got 7, 8 Hiss tanks. I got the blue ones. I bought those. That's all. And I bought a couple of the figures. I sold a lot of my G.I. Joe stuff when I started recollecting Star Wars again. So now I'm just going through and just picking up, spot pieces that I like. And Michael French from Retro Blasting is killing me because he posted the old battle platform. If anybody remembers that, it was submersible. It was meant to be like an aquatic thing. There she is. And that's the next piece I'm going to buy a complete battle platform for the G.I. Joes. And we had Snake Mountain and Castle Grayskull out there at my old playing with those. So yeah, I keep buying, like I said, my kid's 6, so he's got a good couple years left. We can do this. And then he turns into a collector like me, but yeah.
I hear you. Rough Girl. What's up, sweetie? You were having audio issues the whole time. Is there anything you'd like to add to the?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you. Is there any comments you'd like to make on the topic we were talking about?
I honestly think that Hollywood wants us all to look like Lizzo. I mean, when you think about it, everything's big woman this, big woman that. Of course, she's got to be a big black queen. They don't want us to be healthy, and I don't think that they want us to show any skin, because if we do, that could offend somebody. What about the guys that want to be women now? Are they going to be offended too? And as far as guns,
Transformers.
They're going to join swim teams. All-female swim teams.
It is Aquaman.
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 I love guns in movies. That's one of the first things that drew me to, the movies my grandfather would introduce me to, which was black exploitation or black exploitation movies. And there's always guns, there's hookers, there's always good killing, good fighting. There's always a big boob girl running down before she gets killed by Freddy Krueger. And I love that. But most of all, I love guns. Give me some long, cold steel in my hands and fill it up with bullets. Ooh. Anyway, when that gun goes off, it's exciting.
Hell,
absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Red Gaze. Any closing comments on figurines or how you feel about this debate? The last topic we were having.
Yeah, I just like to see toys make a comeback, like y'all were saying earlier. Kids and their iPads and their phones, and that's all nonsense. Real parents out there, teach your kids to play with sticks. Get them some action figures.
Right.
They'll do them a world of good.
Yep.
Now more than ever, we need the Commando Elite.
Yes.
Anything else is just a toy.
And the Barbie Dream.
No, everything else is just a toy.
Tom,
not the Barbie Dream House. That is wonderful. They don't do Barbies anymore, do they? Do they?
They still. I mean, I don't know. I really don't look at that toy line.
But elaborate as they did when I was growing up, because I've got the Tom Ford doll. I've got the the Sailor Moon. I've got all the anniversary Barbie dolls.
Nice. Yeah, the market's still there for those. I know that's true. But yeah,
I collector Barbies.
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely collector
guns and
market.
baseball cards.
Right.
And adult film. Do not neglect while you're saving your collecting your hard media, your physical media. Do not forget about those exquisite sensual arts of adult films.
That's right.
Yes.
Like Caligula.
Caligula. Yeah, right.
I think that's getting a 4K released, actually.
Is it really?
It might be. I don't know.
I'm thinking more toward Debbie Does Dallas, Linda Lovelace, a little bit more,
Deep Throat,
still real, if you will.
Yeah,
I feel you.
Pamela and Tommy Lee's sex tape from '96.
Yeah, that's actually pretty good.
No, it was funny. That was just the first one I ever watched online.
Well, that's going back on what you're saying with all that stuff too. I mean, yeah, toys. At least while we were growing up, they were action heavy type stuff. It was G.I. Joe. It was Masters of the Universe, Transformers, you name it, stuff like that. Action movies at the time were huge. And, there's a lot of tougher people now. And it's funny because that's what influenced us. So that's what we really appreciate in life.
We got a real childhood. We had real cartoons.
Yeah.
Flintstones. Who doesn't love Hanna-Barbera?
Right.
Well, that's it. There's so much great stuff there between the stuff that is just kind of funny and smart, Looney Tunes, stuff like that too. And then you would have the things like G.I. Joe, and you have a mix of it. So, a lot of us, we're kind of fast like that. Why? Bugs Bunny was like that. Things that we've seen and grew up, and we might not even realize it. And they're like, oh, wait, you know what? Yeah, that's a character that I really liked. And then you go, why? Oh, and you can break it down. And then especially as we're getting older too, it's and who's involved in creating things, like all that stuff is going to influence it. And from, again, as young kids into teenage and that type, young adults, we start getting into novels. We start getting into other stories. We're reading Lord of the Rings. We're playing Dungeons and Dragons, things of that nature. More video games that are starting to get smarter as well in their writing. All of that is great influence, and it's going to keep people more creative. It's going to keep people's minds going in the right direction. Now, like you said, I feel sorry for the kids because they're glued to their stupid apps. They're getting sexual shit thrown at them 24/7, nonstop. You're getting the quote unquote adults that are also pushing this on them. Our government's, I'm going to say, it's run by pedos. This is creepy. It's disgusting. It's disturbing. People look up Jack Maxey. He just dropped some amazing information, including that whole laptop situation and the truth behind it. He's the reason why New York Times said that it's legit. And he's releasing it for the rest of the world. There's a PDF out there. He already released 253 emails that tells you what happened. So yeah, the next couple of weeks should be interesting.
I'm interested in seeing that information, Vinny. Let me know after the show. Mr. Tickletruck says we live in a day where kids playing with explosives is almost safer than letting them play with phones.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the truth, man. Thank you, Mr. Tickletrunk, for coming through. So yeah, I'm going to give everybody a chance to say their goodbyes, and then we are cutting out. Thank you all so much for being with us tonight. Appreciate you. Please remember to smash the like on your way out. First is our guest, RuffGirl. Tell them where they can find you, sweetie. You're muted, baby. You're muted.
she's just going with it though.
Steven, you can unmute her, can't you?
There you
No,
go.
I can't. There you go, baby.
There we go.
I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh, it's been a crazy day.
It's all right.
No, I am your regular resident Rough Girl. You can find me on YouTube under RuffGirl TV, and I do reviews starting Monday. I'm going to be doing Fast Lane. It's a Fox show. Not much science fiction as it is hot men, hot women, and I think we all need some. And remember, clean your peen.
Hell.
If you don't do anything else, enjoy your weekend the right way. Reach out and touch somebody.
Thank you, baby girl. Appreciate you being here. Thanks so much. Guys, please subscribe to RuffGirl. Darius put out a link to her channel for us in the chat.
Thank you.
RedGaze, tell us what you're up to, brother.
Hey, what I'm just working, creating as always. Check us out on Thursdays in the Probe at 6 o'clock. Been doing some morning streams here lately too, so tune in for that. Usually around 10 o'clock or so. Not every day, just here and there. But yeah, definitely go to sunsworn.com. Check out all the goodness there, as well as don't forget to sign up for Bonds 2, The Cursed Child. That's going to be launching in a few. Nice. And yeah, thank you all for being here. And Walton, are you not going to show off that great piece that Tommy made just for you?
All right, I'll set it up. I'll set it up in a moment. For real quick, first off, though, Miss Tickletruck $85 says, "I'm glad I got to show up at the best part of the show, the end." We appreciate you, sir. We had a fun, crazy time. I lost internet there for a minute. We've had audio issues, connection issues all show, but we managed to keep it together. Thank you so much, man. Thank you, Red, for being here. Next up, Eats Up with Cooey and the Place to Be Reviewed.
Hi, I'm Etep Okuyan from the Place to Be Reviews. You know where we are. Monday night, 8:35, Going in Raw. The Four Horsemen, me, Tony, Vinny, Red, plus Chris Fisk. He's like our J.J. Dillon. Every Monday, 8:35 Eastern for Going in Raw. We're almost to episode 200. Then Wednesday Night Live, The Place to Be Reviews. Me and Tony have a myriad of guests on from around the YouTube spectrum. I'm going to be streaming with Nerdette's Newsstand very soon. We have something. I'm going to go over to her channel. She's going to stop over to mine. I just did a review of Action Jackson, which is one of my favorite action movies, starring Carl Weathers. My Bel Air review, episode 9 review, is out today, and it's a very Batwoman-esque review, so I think you'll enjoy that. Go over and check that out. I'm going to be working on some videos. It was Batman. Oh God. Bat Faker, living in a van down by the river, Ryan Wilder. Yeah, I'm still gonna do the best of Batwoman season 3. I'm working on the video. I've got a bunch of videos I'm working on, so I might stream later on tonight. I'm not sure yet. I'll keep you posted on Twitter, and yeah, just there'll be some videos out tomorrow and throughout the next week. You guys know how I roll. I thank you all. Come on over, subscribe to the channel. Channel memberships are open. You can pay extra money to listen to some extra streams, get extra members videos, and I'm going to be mailing out kazoos with the logo and signed very soon to all my channel members. Are going to get, because they're my kazooians, so channel members get kazoos. So thank you, Steven, this wonderful panel. Hail this chat. Hail Rogue Entertainment. It's good to be back home over here for a minute.
Hail, brother, dude. Good to see you. Eat up. If you're streaming later, throw me a link, dude.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely.
Thank you, guys. Please subscribe to Eats Up Cooing, the Place to Be Reviews, one of the best underrated channels in all of YouTube. Please give this man some subs. Next up is Vinnieart. Vinnieart, I'm outside with what you got going on, brother.
Kazoo me, kazoo you. No, it's gonna be awesome. Yeah, those Monday streams are a blast. So yeah, you can definitely catch me there as well. I'm one of the Four Horsemen, and Monday shows I always look forward to those. But right before that, we have Sunday, and that's usually when I have my Sunday chill stream, and we kind of hit everything over there. We hit lots of different topics. We usually go around 2 hours. But yeah, we'll have some more toy talk. We'll do some other stuff as well as a couple other topics I want to hit. So yeah, tomorrow night, come hang out. It's at Vinnieart. It's usually around 9 o'clock, 8:30, 9 o'clock, somewhere around there. But yeah, we have fun with that. Please continue to support my comic books. I am almost finished with Shadow of the Kraken on the last couple pages. And it's going to be awesome. I think you guys are going to be very surprised and have a really great time with that book. But if you want other books in the meantime, we got Through the Woods, the hardcover book, 100 pages. You can still get that. Those ship immediately. City of Venus, the 2 art books, those ship immediately. But Shadow of the Kraken is going to be a campaign number 6 that will be fulfilled. So always kicking ass over here, doing the right thing. And yeah, we stay away from all the bullshit that all the other nut jobs are all slapping each other on Twitter about. We don't need that. We're going to keep giving it to you straight. We're going to be genuine. There's no ass kissing. Yeah, we're just going to stay true because that's how we should be. So thank you, everyone. Chat, you guys are awesome. This panel's fantastic. Yeah, looking forward to hanging out soon.
Thank you guys so much. And our guest, Tom.
Hi.
Hi, Tom.
How you doing?
Is he?
Doing pretty good. Thank you for coming by, Tom.
Oh yeah. I'm glad my computer stayed with me for this long, and I got some work done in the background. So yeah, it's fun hanging out with people I haven't seen in a while and getting to meet some new people. So definitely was a lot of fun. Thanks for having me.
Yo, every time, dude. Thank you so much for being such a big supporter in our indie sphere for the last 3 years, dude. Love our friendship. Hit me up when we can do that interview. But when you got time, I know you're busy.
Yeah, soon.
Absolutely, man. Hail to Andre and the whole Midnight's Edge crew. You guys are killing it over there. Love to see what you're doing, and man, keep killing it, dude. Keep killing it. Love you, brother.
Thank you. You too.
Let's see. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to show something because Tommy the Guinea Pig Collective made it, and fucking RedGaze is gonna make me
Don't show your little pink.
Did I come? There it is. I don't know what this is about. This is Tommy
Walton Clean Cleaner Wax.
God damn it.
It cleans, polishes, and protects in one easy step.
Thank you, Tommy. And the Guinea Pig
Easy, just like your old man.
In 3 easy.
Look at the position of the big purple peen right on Walton's forehead.
Tommy's savage.
It's quite apropos, isn't it? Well, you was standing next to Shaq, Walton. I mean, you like 5'8", or no? I'm sorry, I gave you too much credit. Like what? 5'6". Shaq just right in the 5 head, just bam.
And 3/4.
These are my friends. Don't start a YouTube channel. Just don't do it. It's not worth it. You'll find dicks like these.
And then they'll end up on your forehead.
No.
Stay away from those pizza parlors.
Thank you guys so much for being here. Appreciate you, man. Do me a favor, your favorite 2 or 3 YouTubers out there, please share out links, big or small. And also your indie creators, whether they're novelists or they're making comics, please make sure to share out links for those because we don't have an industry to support us. We only have each other, and we rise together. Thank you guys so much for being here. Got some wonderful streams coming up later. Sporking News podcast can be on at 8:30. Please go check that out. Great panel, great crew. Got Mark with a C on there. Got Jane. Got a whole lot of people. Mad Culture. Just people that I love. People love hearing
I
from.
might even show up.
And even Tom may show up. He's everywhere. He's like a leprechaun. He's
yeah.
So, and then Eat Cool might be going live later. Please check that out tomorrow. Check out Vinny's Sunday stream. What time is that, Vinny?
I think it'll be around 9 o'clock tomorrow.
Okay. All right. We'll check that out around 9 o'clock tomorrow, guys. And then check out all the wonderful channels in the United Underground. Hail the United Underground. Got a lot of great shows coming up this week. And guys, remember to support each other. Be good to one another. Yet suffer no fools. And remember, support indie creators. Clean your peen.
Who had told us at a town hall